tons of stuff you can do. I ask people all the time what they want, and they fill out a form on Google Forms. So I got tons of ideas. If you ever need ideas, ideas are boundless. I got 20 audits. If you want to do some audits, I got like 20 of them.
20 audits.
Yeah.
Well, that would be, so I think that's funny. I see in there, I congratulate you because I consider us, partners in a way, right? Teammates.
Yeah.
So when I see them come in there, I see some of the newer ones jump in there for Google My Business, and I just laugh to myself, like, just like pissing in the wind. I don't even like, maybe maps or something, but I don't even look at Google My Business anymore, or Google My Business SEO at least.
You saw that the biggest term I've ever gotten to for how to build a website.
Yeah, I like that.
So I'm going to start going after some big terms like that.
How's that clicking for you, though?
I have not even looked. I have literally been in bed all day yesterday, canceled all my meetings. So,
well, I mean, did it drive anybody for, hey, I saw your video?
I've got some more sales. I've got some more sales come in and stuff like that. So,
do you put separate tracking codes per video to see where
every single one of them?
Yeah,
every one of them.
So each one has its own tracking code?
I started that this past, 2 weeks ago, I think. 1 week, maybe 2 weeks.
I did that early on, and then I was like, screw it, I don't care where they come from as long as they come.
I just started doing that. So guys, we got Chris and Holly here today. If you have questions, drop them below. And while we got them, answer them. You need an energy drink. Yeah, well, I'm out of energy drinks. That's part of my damn problem.
Oh man, I got a whole fridge, bro. You should come see me. I'll hook you up, man. I got literally a fridge. Like, you ever see those rap videos where they have the Cristal? I have like a little mini fridge that's just packed with bangs right now.
I need to put one in my studio, put one of them things in here and just pack it out. Because I order a lot of stuff from Amazon, because that's how I get all my American shit. I got a bunch of hats on the way.
Nice.
I got like 3 new hats. Got to get the red and black color. Chris will like this because he likes my memes lately. I got two birdies going like this. Shit like that. Chris Goldsmith was asking me who creates my memes. I'm like, me. My haters give me inspiration. I just come up with them, man. So
that's how you know you're on the right path. Without them, you wouldn't know you're doing something right.
Bingo. Patch.com. What you want to know about Patch, David?
Yeah, what do you know? What do you want to know about Patch? More importantly,
Chris, did you see where Google is changing the name from GMB to Google Business Profile? It's been Google Business Profile for forever.
Yeah. What? How many months do you think, or how many months do you think it's been there?
It's been there a while.
Yeah,
it's been a while. That's why I saw what's his name from Mindsaw talking about that, and a couple other people talking about it. I was like, it's been that way for a bit. Yeah, at least about 4 months, 4 or 5 months now that I know of. But all of a sudden, everybody's talking about this Google Business Profile. And I was like, well, it's been that way for a while. Yes, I mean, maybe I'm missing the point. Okay, here we go. So this is why I don't listen to a bunch of these people. So Ken, they're talking about getting rid of the GMB website. I'd love to see that. So for instance, maybe show that to me, because for one, okay, I'll give you, for instance, the Google My Business website, then you got the Google site. So the Google site, they got rid of the option, but the older version, but the regular version is still staying. Okay. Jason Guy, you were the reigning king for 3 years until you cats last week. Jason Guy. Who's Jason Guy?
I think that's the gentleman. I think we spoke before. Yeah.
Hey. Now I know. I know.
I was thinking, I know that name. He's a somebody. He knows that.
That's I'm like, who is Jason Guy? I know his name from somewhere. Hey, brother.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing good, brother.
Yeah, that was me that mentioned that I was the most handsome SEO guy in Maryland, and then and then Holly wrote an article about Chris Palmer on her 400 Google News networks, and one of them outlined.
Yeah.
I'll come back. Ironically, I might buy one of Holly's posts to do it with.
Yeah, Holly's shit's what works. I mean, I'm actually doing a video. Someone's asking me how I use different backlinking strategies because they think I do everything different. And I'm like, I've said it time and again, I do use Signal Genesis press release. I still use it with Holly. I still use it with YouTube. I still use GSA. I still use Money Robot, but it's all intertwined. So
yeah,
if my voice will hang out, then I'll do it. But right now, not so much. All right. Let's see here.
Oh, maybe can I ask a question?
Yeah, you can ask a question.
What are you stuffing into those press releases in particular? Do you have an example?
I'm gonna do one today. Later today, I'm going to do one, but basically, if it's just a local website, I'm not trying to do nothing shady or anything like that. All it is I do the GMB post. I take and I've went over this time and again, but I take the GMB post.
Yeah.
Hot link on. Nothing fancy, man. It's just hot linking the GMB post in there, daisy chaining it. Press release stacked to see previous press release, stuff like that. That's nothing crazy. And then embedding the YouTube video. That's it. Now, if it was for competition and I'm trying to do certain things, and there's other things I'll do, which I know you're full aware of some of this stuff, is take their content, put it in a spinner if you want to be safe, spin it up, and then place it inside of the iframe. I mean, but that's if I choose to even spin it.
Yep.
Okay,
but sounds pretty similar.
Nothing crazy.
Except for the have you came across anything with the have you ever ran across any trouble with the hot links?
No, never. I've never had any issues with them. Matter of fact, someone was saying, well, what if you delete them, or what if you do this to them? I've tried that. I've deleted them, deleted the images and see if they still remain, and they still remain.
And then have you seen this? I mean, I did it in the wild. Have you ever taken, say you go to a top performer's website, we're going to take that, we're going to hot link it onto my website, and then I go to their site and blast that URL, the image URL, and saw an increase over here?
I have done some of that stuff, and I have seen increases. So,
or better yet, run traffic to that in high amounts and take their page.
For educational purposes only, but yes,
of course.
That or send a shit ton of brand traffic, and then it just drops out of nowhere. Just to trying to do certain things, but
I always forget it's this little window is deceiving. I forget what I always.
There is all these people in here.
I'm sorry.
So let's see here. Let's go through some of these. Okay. So Patch is basically a parasite site. If you want to do that, David, there's a bunch of different ones. Patch submissions and web 20s essentially. Patrick, how to set up a VPS properly for maximum benefit. Holly, how to set up a VPS for maximum benefit.
Maximum benefit for what? The website?
Yeah.
For speed?
What?
For I think what's the end goal?
Yeah.
Like, are we talking like putting tools on it? Like, what are we doing there?
Holly says, Chris, I didn't know you were that handsome that even Google thinks so.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. I didn't think so either.
Jason, yeah, thanks, Holly. Now you're number 2 most handsome SEO guy in Maryland. I hope y'all go after it because
So how about,
he'll
dude,
finally leave me alone. He picks out of everybody on page 1. He goes, let me go to William. He just doesn't mess with nobody else because he knows he'll get his ass tore up.
you know, I was scared of Holly's network in all honesty due to the just, you know, I was just, you know, fearful. But so I sent that link, unrelevant anchor text, to an internal page which wasn't even shown at all. Zero, zilcho. Sent in Baltimore anchor text. Not, yeah, all those pages indexed, but that page for New York went from nowhere to indexed to showing. I mean, it's not that it ranked it, but I didn't even have it in any of my heading tags. It wasn't internally linked at all. I wasn't even showing it into the menus at all until I saw it show up, and I was like, oh, I better add it. So I thought that was really interesting.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
I would have added the anchor on for you, but I think it would be, you would have 400 of the same SEO, blah, 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 whatever it was. And I thought it would be too optimized, which is why I didn't, because once it's there, I can delete it, but it's there then, you know what I mean? And I'm a big person for naked and those type of links. So that's why I didn't add it. Otherwise, I think you would have seen it pop in.
Yeah, but I was thoroughly impressed. Like, that was a brand new page. Like, it wasn't even in the menus or anything. Like, it was nowhere, but it went right in. I thought that was pretty, congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been telling everybody, well, anybody that wants to listen. I like it.
Holly says, Jason, are you at the hotel yet? No, decided to come tomorrow. Ken, I hope you're right, man. I had heard the same thing, but then when you actually go and look at it, these people don't know what they're talking about, dude. Ken, an article I read said the move to kill the app web admin portable GMB site was because they wanted to reduce support staff. Yeah. I would have to see the article. Unless it comes out of the horse's mouth, I won't believe it. Jason, hey guys, Patrick, Chris and Holly, how do you create a website structure? Do you use sitemaps.xml of your top competitors or keyword research? What tools are you using?
So as far as the actual structure, that's going to be counted based on the leading top 3 or 5 competition. I mean, just to be easy, like if I'm handing it off to a VA, I just say use pop. But if I'm going to do it, I'm just going to count the top 5 and figure out, okay, how many headings are there and how many of them have the keyword in it? So how many zones, how many optimized zones? And then after that, usually I'm just plugging in who, what, when, why, how, no matter what. And then that's pretty, then I'm just counting. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, what are these guys? What's the average density here? Like, that's pretty much it as far as like the primary keyword, secondary keyword, and then what are the LSIs? Use TextRaiser, bring that in locally. Recently, I've been using that topical relevance to pull in the entities and like the LSI terms, I guess, if you, however you want to look at it. Get those definitely in that page. That's pretty much it for structure. Like, that's the structure. It doesn't take much. Like I showed that site, like literally counting how many headings there needs to be, counting, literally coming up with a mean and average. So take the top 5, whatever the numbers are, whatever you're counting, add that all up, divide by 5. That's your number. So that could be word count, headings, optimized zones, LSI terms, exact matches. That's literally what I do. So, yeah.
All right. There's one thing I wanted to touch on. A lot of you guys asked about the GSA links and stuff. Chris already put together on his platform, new platform, SEOmastermind.org. If you're not there, go join. And then the list of GSA links, 1 million something links, and the training, not just the list, but also the training is in there. You just have to sign up. Okay. I invited every single person in there. I sent out like everybody in GME Pros plus like 20,000 emails. So
it's 2 lists. I went out to 2 of the top providers bought their list. They're 65 each every month I pay. Took those 2 lists, the most relevant, added them together, and then did the training. So, I mean, that's why I was, there you go.
Let's see, Greg Tressler. How long does it take for Signal Genesis backlinks to come in? Any way to get them faster? PR published 800 plus signals, 0 backlinks. You have to ask Lane on that one. What I normally do is I still take those backlinks I get from them and I send them through a mega indexer. And once again, like I said, I also daisy chain my press releases now to Holly's News Network. So everything I do is all interlinked together and I never have a problem. But then again, that's because I'm doing them totally different than 90% of everybody else. I need some ideas from a roofing company for a press release topic. Go to google.com and look up, let's say, I'm not being sarcastic, but let's say emergency roofer, emergency roofing, roof repair, and it will tell you, Google will say, people also ask, and take those for topics. If you have conversion AI, take a topic, go in there and go drop it, and it'll give you some topics. Okay. Topic ideas, blog ideas. I've went over it time and again in here and on YouTube. When you create a new website, Patrick says, using a subdomain as a development area, how to stop Google? That's easy. You go on the back end under the admin or under the settings, and you go under reading and put it as no index. But you better remember to index it as soon as you go live to it, because that's what 99% of people forget. They forget to move it over to index it.
Yep. Let's touch on that press release thing though. Exactly what you said, the top, the best emergency, best 24-hour, top whatever, but make it an award. Because now I can reference in schema. I can put it on my ad ID pages. I can start referencing that as an award. Plus they stay indexed longer too that way. So just a helpful little hint, tip, hack, I guess. I like to make them awards.
Mr. Ray's just showed up. Okay. Chris, if you don't mind, can you talk about setting up a VPS for the different uses you use it for?
So really, I used to have VPS that was utilized just for tools. I have another VPS where they let me utilize their IPs just for a very particular Linux distro that I like to utilize for playing around with stuff. But I just pay for that. As far as any other VPS, it's like cPanel, direct admin usually I get. It's just like for bootstrap sites, just for websites. I don't know what else I can add there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the only time I use a VPN is he said VP. No, he said VPS. I don't even use VPS too much. For nothing we do. And I know we've had some other people in there swear by using them. I've never had an issue. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I moved my site over because my somebody helped me out with the Duda stuff, so I was able to get up on there. So I was like, I'll move my stuff over. That's cool. It's no problem. But like if I'm setting up like little mini networks for say a client or running any type of anything, it's usually VPS just because of cost efficiency. It's just so cheap,
Yeah, Holly, you can unmute yourself anytime. Anybody can, honestly. Patrick, thank you, Chris. Ken says the GSA training is great. It's step-by-step setup. Besides the list, he gave you step-by-step setup.
Yeah.
What's up, Michael?
Yeah. How to build just EDUs, just.govs, how to go and buy a $3 million list from Fiverr and then just gank it from them. Because who knows, they might have been doing it. Go in there, pay the $4, go just start grabbing people's lists, and then run them through, figure out what the highest PR is, and then start running it on your own. Now I have a new identified and a new verified list, and I had paid nothing for it. And these guys have probably been running these tools forever, selling them, and you could just go in there for $4. Yeah. Thank you. It's fair.
Chris, does your brain box include the GSA training?
So yeah, man, what do you guys think about that? So What do you, William, what do you think about that? Would you see? I don't personally like that.
And we were
I don't
talking
know.
about that because, and especially even with me, come January, because I'm gonna be doing a Black Friday special, but then come January, I'm probably not getting rid of GMB pros, but basically, if you're a GMB pro now, you're good, but nobody else, because I'm gonna be doing like little one-off trainings, just smaller trainings, stuff like that. You don't need to be including everything and everything. So
Yeah, I actually think I wanted, I like the little one-off trainings. Plus,
Yeah.
some stuff needs to be updated. So I personally like to keep the prices really even lower than what that is.
Yeah.
Just super low. And then because every year then there's an update. And then there's always new people trying to learn stuff. So I don't know. I don't want to include it. And then there's management, then you have to host. I like the low ticket, small mini trainings. I don't know. That's just how I like it.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to include is what I'm getting at. I'm sorry.
Here we go. Holly, yeah, you can unmute anytime. Jason, Greg, are you confusing zero backlinks indexed or in the Google Search Console? Or using Majestic? There's many things, but Patrick, yeah, I received that. Thanks, Chris. Is a dedicated VPS something special? Is there anything special about it?
So
give me 1 second. There you go, Michael. You can unmute. Yep.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Nothing. Go ahead.
So there's dedicated servers. If it's a VPS, it's probably because they've partitioned it. So they've bought a dedicated and then partitioned it out. The cheaper guys are probably doing it 20, 30, 40 times. The more expensive stuff like your WP engines, that's pretty much what they did. They have a server and then they just partitioned it less and charge more. So I think a dedicated server and then a VPS is just a partition, a piece. It's a virtual cores. It's like a little piece, a sliver of it, I think that's how I always looked at it. I could be totally off point there, but that's how I always looked at it.
I also think it depends upon what's he going to do on that server, because I have $6 VPSs. I have 300 of them, and then I have $20 smart SEO VPSs, which I have 50 of those, and then I have my dedicated type of a server. So none of mine host websites. They're all for tools. Just depends on how much RAM and memory I need. So GSA, Scrapebox, Smart SEO, VPS is fine. It just depends on X Runner, you got to have a dedicated server,
Oh,
Dedicated gaming VPS.
that's for emulators. That's because you need a GPU. That's going to cost you though. OVH is where I would probably go nowadays for something like that, or a shoot off of them.
Thank you, Holly. That's what Patrick.
I would highly advise you go to the cloud though. Cloud emulators, steer clear of that. It's gonna bog you down. It's too much. You want to scale and you want to start running emulators and do it right, I'd go to the cloud. They have systems that integrate seamlessly with it. I was gonna launch that as a service, but that's not the way to go.
Keep the questions coming. Let's see.
And then custom ROMs. Oh yeah, it's fun. Definitely fun though. I've wasted tons of money and time and funness to come to the realization that real is the only way to really get it cooking.
$6 a month for a VPS to run my proxy scraper and have it input to Dropbox. How essential is traffic, in your opinion, to rank a GMB listing? It's the number one factor.
Essential.
For me, it's the number one thing when it comes to any SEO, GMB or just straight up SEO. All right. Thanks, Jason. Maybe I'm referring to GSC. Yeah, I don't. If it's coming from Bright Local, I really don't listen to anything they say. I personally don't. I found so much of this stuff coming out of their mouths lately. It's just.
I like their service though. Their
Yeah, the service is good. It's
citation-
just
or not
the
aggregator.
typical
fluff,
like
butter, butter.
blog and whatever,
Yeah.
it's just garbage most of the time.
Fugazi. Yeah, yeah.
Where can you find or buy a SOP training on that? On what? Which specific thing are you wanting training on? On traffic to rank a GMB. If you go to Chris's channel, I think it was yesterday, you just talked about, you gave him a whole SOP on it for free. You don't have to go buy it, just go watch his channel. He did it yesterday or early this morning.
Yeah, I did that for that client. I've been, yeah. Wanted to walk them through that. Yeah, and I gave away, there's a massive tidbit in there with the exit, with the exit refer. Like, don't waste that exit. That's an extra click that you can drive to your asset. I used to waste those and go to like Wiki, because you want to exit on an authority site. Nothing's more authoritative than Google. Exit on a post, exit on something internal. Give them that link. And if you saw it, like, just pay close attention to that part, because that was probably the, setting up micro workers is nothing.
Yeah.
But those small little things like that make all the difference. And then too, like, don't like set up the accounts like 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, like fill a big chunk in there, like $1.60, and then go in and then do the day by day, like 160, and then have, okay, 10 for this account, 10 for this, because you could set then how many per day. So definitely, I think that's a bonus that I would take care of.
And Jason, his YouTube channel. Patrick, you're confused because Holly uses a bunch of VPSs and I don't. Holly doesn't do client work. She's not at scale. She's not trying to take on hundreds and thousands of different clients. She does very particular things. And what I do is I come along and I find people like Holly or Chris or whoever, and then I outsource some of those things to them. So why should I need to have a bunch of fucking VPSs? I only have to have what I need for my specific processes. Then I go and I pay other people to do a lot of other shit. Because I don't want to have to sit there and go, let me figure all this shit out. And let me get all these VPSs and run all this fucking traffic and get all the servers and shit. It's not worth it to me.
People show the wins. Like how many, processes had to go through to get to that win, like for Holly or even me, a lot of headache.
Yeah, I'd rather pay someone to get certain aspects of it. Can you drop a link to that video? Ken already did it for you.
Yeah, and once Jared messages me, though, I'm probably going to trim that one.
When you have a new network. Nope. I don't have no new network. What are you talking about, new network?
Sorry.
I'm just waiting for him to reply back, because Patrick, he always has a lot of questions.
Cool.
Questions are good. So I don't have my own network. I am working with something with Chris. So once that's ready and we get some training out, I have a few people going to train, test it with. So
yeah.
Yeah, we're working on it. As soon as that's what I figure you're talking about. I was talking about that.
Let me just keep, I need to get everything moved over, gather everybody up in one spot, and then hopefully, I want to get it all at one time.
Once it happens, we'll be ready.
Get 75 people in there. That would be such a blessing.
I can't make public folders or files in my G account, even though it's 5 years old. So I can't build out my stacks with a share link permission.
Share link permission.
Share with the link permission or making it public.
Wait, Has something changed in the past day?
Nope.
Oh, are you telling me this or is this somebody else?
No, this is a question,
Oh,
Nigel.
question. Yeah. So this is kind of tricky. So when Google was allowing this in those old accounts, it's not just that it has to be an old account, it had to originate in an old account. But when that person had that account, they had to already have a public folder to where it was set to public. But once you get one of those, or just get anybody, you can start sharing those out. Like you can duplicate them and then start, like a poker dealer, like, oh, hey, here. But yeah, I think it's I don't know, man. So what are they getting at? What do they want one? Is that what they're trying to get?
Yeah, I'm just waiting on Patrick to answer. Do you need, not Patrick, but Nigel.
Maybe there's an
Patrick.
opportunity there, huh? I'm thinking when I launch the GSA training, I think that's going to be part of it. I'm going to make a bunch of dupes.
Yeah.
And then I'll include it in, like, I might slightly increase the number, like not much, but it'll include.
That's what he said. Nigel wanted to know, can someone rent me a public folder? Geez, Chris, your traffic video is 3 hours. Doesn't surprise me.
I was answering.
You had like 3 hours as much. I've seen this nigga do 24 hours. So.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
Michael's laughing about it too. It's true. I've seen you do like 6 hour fucking marathons and shit. I've went to bed and wake up and he's still live, bro. He's still live.
In the middle of the night. Man, it's work. Sometimes it's, and if I wait, you'll notice it'll be at 1:30. Like if I fall asleep and wake up, I just like
about 12, 1 o'clock.
I just drive. Yeah.
About 12, 1 o'clock, almost every day in my afternoon, he's going live. I'm like, Chris, you are on the East Coast. It is time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding with him. He loves SEO too. So, and besides loving SEO, loving helping people with SEO, that's the better part. Yep, that's when my phone goes off. I'm like, dang it, Chris. Yeah. I have notifications too, but y'all. So when y'all pop in, that's why sometimes Craig will go live and I'll listen for about 5 or 10 minutes and I go back to bed.
Hey, what's up? And then pop off.
Yeah, because I need to sleep.
When I was trying to reach out to Craig, like I talked to him a few times, but then I was just like, I saw that he was being consistent and I was just like hounding him like, come on, Craig, you gotta let me get on there and talk with you, man. He's a great guy, man. I like Craig a lot.
Yeah, you don't talk quite often anymore. Nigel, you've been watching Chris for the last 6 hours. That's more time than I spend with my wife. Yeah. My wife's starting to get jealous. Matter of fact, she's like, go spend some time with me. Book an appointment.
Yep. Yeah. I section them off, weekends and certain particular hours. Well, I'm sure you do the same thing, right, William?
Same thing.
Yeah, it's like section certain.
We were supposed to go out yesterday, but problem is I've been sick. So.
And then if you deviate, I mean that could be a spanking. I don't play around with that.
I stepped out for a minute. Chris, when you rank a site globally, what do you do differently than local SEO?
I don't necessarily do global. It's primarily local to a few nationals, that's currently running, but that's not generally my, I don't know. I'm sorry.
There's only one other person, like I'll send a lot of my leads to, is mainly because he's over here in the Philippines for international, but he's specifically e-commerce. Usually, most of the time, someone that is quote unquote global, it's going to be an e-commerce type website. Did William just say he makes his wife book family time on his calendar? Yes, I did. And believe you me, we do. because I have most of the time I've canceled all my appointments all this week because I'm not feeling good. I'm still trying to, still do my videos, still do my classes, but depending on how I feel after this weekend, I may take a week off, but we'll see. A lot of times when we do stuff, I do things on a whim. I'll just say, hey, let's go to the beach. And then we go to the beach. And then I may talk to Michael and he'll tell me my wife wants to go to the beach, go to the beach. And then like last weekend when I went to the beach, that was because Michael said, you need to take your wife to the beach because she wanted to go to the beach. And I was like,
I meant to ask you, did you go to the beach or was that like a pool you were? I know you did something because I told my wife, he ended up going.
See, now he's getting into semantics. We went to the beach and it also had an ever-ending pool or whatever.
Oh, okay. Because I know I seen your ass in the pool and I told my wife, I guess he didn't go to the beach, but at least he went to the pool.
No, they have a pavilion with the beach with the pool there. And it's a private resort instead of going to the public resort. So
look nice, look very nice, very relaxing.
How would you take a brand like Russell Brunson, rank that brand globally? The brand, you all, good luck with dominating Russell Brunson's brand.
Or brands. Yeah.
Yeah, or brands
Or
in general.
brand.
Go for Nike, Adidas, something like that. Good luck. More, if you can, more power to you, boy.
Now I did play around. I had some auto guys where their business was, primarily like Spanish speaking. So, and I've also seen others that were taking like the content and then utilizing it and just using like a hreflang, basically just duplicating it to those countries. But that's not something that I'm not like a pro at it, but a good way to start targeting.
There are beautiful waterfalls in the Philippines. Yeah, on some of our property, we actually have waterfalls. There's a video I have on my business page, Ring Fortress Academy, where I actually was jumping out of waterfalls and shit. I'm scared to death of heights, if you don't know. And in that video, it took me probably an hour to do that one jump. And then after I did that, I was like, I love this shit, and started just jump. So, but yeah, it's beautiful over here. Let's see what else. Drop some more questions in here. I don't know how many of y'all have already seen the GeoGrid, but from red and orange, it's already greens in like 3 weeks. So this upcoming week, I'm dropping the content. So the content, I'm going to show you how to structure everything. So we're going to be going over that. And then I'm going to put a Zagio on it as well. She's been telling me she hasn't been able to rank for the term tow truck or tow truck Sydney yet. We're already ranking for it. So she had another SEO dude that couldn't do it. I'm like, oh, well, your SEO sucked if I look at it. What is text razor and what is LSI?
So latent semantic indexing or co-occurring keywords. These are the words that often come up when describing something. These are the most relevant terms when discussing. So SEO, the LSI would be, say, marketer or optimization. I'm sure there's much better words than that, but that's what LSI is. Entities are along the same lines. TextRazor pulls out all the entities. And in order to not use that, because you have, with the API or whatnot, you can use a tool called Topical Relevance, which right now is complimentary and it's phenomenal. And I highly recommend it. I think Derek Pierce or Derek Booth or I don't know, one of those dudes, man, somebody really, pretty slick tool. I want to give him his credit, but I forget his name. I think it's like Derek something. I'm sorry.
Let's see here. William, will you use a Zagio for site SEO title description, sitemap, or an actual SEO plugin? I've switched over to Azagio. I use Yoast most of the time. I do not use Rank Math most of the time, mainly because I have had issues. I'm not saying all the time, okay? So don't take this as the Bible or anything crazy, but I've had times where all the other sites are indexing, all the other sites are getting traffic and rankings. And I'm like, why is nothing, I can't get this to move. And then we have indexed it, we've set it to index, and then we've installed Rank Math, and lo and behold, for some reason, Rank Math is going no index the entire damn website. We'll go in there and fix it, and then we'll go right back to no indexing it. So the only way I've been able to fix it is remove Rank Math, but Yoast back on it, and then it's fine. But yeah, Azagio is what I'm going to be looking at to pull in certain titles and, if you will, reverse engineering the competition, looking at their exact title, I don't have to create every page. And in this case, I won't have to either, but I'm showing y'all as well how I do it manually, not just with a tool, because I like you doing things manually versus doing them with a tool. Tools should help you, but they should not replace what you actually should know how to do. Because if the tool stops working, then you're just screwed. Me, if the tool stops working, it doesn't matter to me because I already know how I do it normally. Let's see here.
And who asked about I'm not sure who asked that, but I would pay ultra close attention to co-occurring keywords and entities, and getting those onto your pages, getting them into your schema, using them for internal anchor text, just by simply grabbing those entities literally, you could take the list, add it to your page, create anchor text out of it, and point it to the relevant pages and see a jump. So I would pay close attention to getting those words on the page. It makes your page so much more relevant. Very helpful.
Gotcha. I've had issue with a site where Rank Math just won't add certain pages to the site map. I think Craig had an issue with it. I don't remember, but I remember him. I think he said something along the lines. He had something with no index as well. But I don't know. I don't want to say he did, but
I love
Chris, do you teach exactly how you do keyword research site structure in your brain box coaching?
No, but I definitely. So the coaching it's exactly that, or consult. It's whatever. I let the group decide. It's literally coaching. So whatever. If somebody says, "Hey, I want to learn how to let's do an audit," and then I got a 700-point checklist that I pretty much followed, kind of. But I have the list. We'll do that. It's whatever you want, my friend. If you wanted to do keyword research from top to bottom, we could definitely do that for sure. It's up to you. It's whatever they want.
Yeah, Jason, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, so about the LSI, I've done some cool stuff with that. So obviously we want to use LSI in our content. So a couple of things that I'll try to do is, let's say it's a trade like a roofing company. I'll try to describe what tools that those people use or what chemicals that they use, like maybe with a pressure washer. I'll talk about roof snot or apple wash. They're commonly talked about in pressure washing communities. For like a roofing company, I might either have content or even backlinks with the anchored text of different asphalt shingle brand names like Certainteed. Obviously I'd have to like Google 6 or 7 of the bigger names. But yeah, I even ranked a pest control company once, and instead of using, for my dilution text, instead of using like this website and click here, I was using the names of different bugs. So some of my anchor text coming to the website was simply names of insects that they take care of. And lastly, like for a pest control company, I would even have Terminex be an anchor text for me. And of course, that would have a strong correlation with the words pest control, exterminator. So I would have these anchor texts coming in that were crazy because it'd be my competitor's anchor text pointed to me, but it brought in that relevance and it allowed me to not have pest control be my anchor text 52 times. So I have found that very helpful to keep bringing the power and the relevancy without hitting that filter, you know, when over 20% of your anchor text is the same thing.
And you've probably worked on tons of sites. You've probably been able to rank with just what the keyword just in the title and in the URL. And then the page is just heavily optimized with LSI and entities.
So I used to be able to rank GMBs with just the name and the title, but that all stopped roughly June 8th. It no longer matters. But organically is what I was referring to with the LSI.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so yeah, with those anchor texts, with that kind of content on the page, you can just keep banging out relevancy. Because the way I've sort of justified in my head how LSI works, because it's a computer doing it, right? It's not a person making a decision that this word correlates to this one. So I'm sure this is not how it works, but for instance, with the word Terminex and pest control, I'm shooting for pest control, right? So the word Terminex, because it's a nationally recognized pest control brand, will have a certain correlation score to that word. So if I hit the anchor text with Terminex, I'll get 70% of the credit if it's a really good LSI word, as if I just hit it with pest control, right? So I'll hit it with pest control, I'll hit it with Terminex, and that would give me, say, 70% more relevance than just hitting it with pest control. Now you can't keep hitting it with pest control. So you do that, you do this, and you can still accumulate algorithm points and without going over any sort of filter. Does that make any sense?
Yes, that's a little
To
nugget.
me.
That's a nice.
We're always trying, I try to think like this computer's going to think. And so that's how I've sort of thought that there's a percentage correlation from one word to another, and that you can hack it better when you know that information.
I think relevance words are very important for sure. I agree. I like that actually. I wouldn't have put in Terminex as an anchor, but I had a pest control guy for 28 days. He was an interesting guy. Yeah.
You can unmute anytime you're ready, Michael.
Okay, yeah. Now
I'm sorry about that. I thought everybody was able to do that. Drop some more questions in here. Great tip. Chris says, great tip, Jason.
So I would like to touch on something Jason just said. That's some slick shit too with the linking on like that. And for those of you that would test that, I would link to keywords that are entities specifically, right? Because that's like what everything is about now. And then also on your content, like y'all know Will always tells you pump out content, right? Pump out content, answer the questions, give Google what it wants. Make sure like when you're writing the content too, that you're using entities the same way Jason was just, explaining. Like if it's a plumber, write about wrenches, all the different types of wrenches, name brand wrenches. What other tools do plumbers use? You want to cover any and anything that correlates with the entity of your main keyword, right? It's not about the keywords, it's just the entity relationship. And I think that that's the next phase for some SEOs to transition into, that it's not links and anchor text and spammy type shit, right? Which I wish it was. It's more about really answering the user's questions and giving the answer, you know, in a nicely formatted way, right? So that Google's bot can come and digest it nice and neatly and say, ooh, this makes sense. I hope that makes sense, because I don't know how to explain it all technical, right? But that's kind of how I have
Sure.
been seeing the
I saw
things.
Google's trying to make you look for entities. You should be an entity. SEO has always been and will always remain about answering the questions that your, if you will, your consumer has. Not, it's, you should never do SEO for SEO. SEO is for what is the consumer asking about. How can I keep them engaged on my page? You know, that's what Google wants you to do. Back in the day, yeah, we could spam the shit out of stuff. I could rank shit in 24 hours or less just by, you know, hey, you need 2,000 backlinks, here's 2,000 fucking backlinks. And Panda and Penguin comes along and beats the shit out of you. And you can't do certain things anymore, and then things have to change. Yeah, all that shit. And so that's why you'll hear me talking more and more is about content. You know, what are you doing? How are you linking entities together? How are you making those correlations? How are you correlating if you're a part of the roofing industry with this specifically roofing supplies, these roofing materials? How are you doing it? Same reason why I talk about overlays. Even if I'm doing black hat or gray hat SEO, I'm going to do overlays and use those overlays, use your GCID, use that information, but also go in there and in the Wikidata information and pull out the you know, machine IDs and shit and drop that shit as overlays onto images and stuff. I'm doing all that stuff, but I'm actually going into entities and not just keyword and spamming the shit out of it and just saying roofing company as an overlay. That's stupid. You know, use the other machine IDs and information you can pull from Wiki and put them in there. All right, let's see. Gotcha, Michael. How can you take an internet marketer who sells courses, masterminds, and create GMBs? Easy. Know someone that has that ability. I'm jiving with you, but I'm telling you the truth. Have a guy
who? Oh, I'm sorry, William.
Who's asking that? Patrick.
Yeah, who said that the exact match in the GMB doesn't work?
I've had like time and again people talk about that in other groups, and it's like, well, why don't you go tell GoDaddy that, who likes to sell domain names for like $40,000 and $50,000 because they're an exact domain name match.
Oh, we're talking about domains. I thought we were talking about GMB assets.
Oh,
I was talking about GMB names does not work like it used to work. I was not referring to the URL of a domain.
No, yeah, like yeah. Well, I think both actually. I think they're a little tricky though. I've been seeing. I like the exact matches for.
I love it. I've never had it not work. I'll put it that way. You know, where I've had people, for instance, we did one in Australia, moving company. And all I did, they were quote unquote, they moved in Gold Coast. They're a moving company. The only thing I did is I went in and did a keyword insertion in front of the name, which is Gold Coast Movers, and changed it from moving company to Gold Coast Movers, and it ranked. And I've been able to edit the GMB names as of late as well too, without re-verification, and phone numbers without re-verification. So
to play the devil's advocate, William, when was that, like when you did the Gold Coast moving edit?
That Gold Coast was probably 3 weeks ago or so. And then the one I just did yesterday, changing without re-verification, that was not even, let's say 8-9 hours ago before I went to sleep. So and you can ask Holly, that was for the GMB I sent you, Holly, because before it was called something else, internet marketing, and now it's called something else, which I won't be mentioning in the group, but Holly knows what it is. It's a nice little term we've been going for.
Hey, William, is that your specialty? Is that what you like, moving companies?
I do moving companies. My one down in Miami that we did, we got, I think, a 50-mile radius with one GMB. But you know,
A 50
I,
mile
I
radius
like them 50-mile radius or so with one GMB
in Miami.
in Miami, South Florida.
That's what's
And
up.
then we did another one which was shipping vehicles, and we did that one. That one's all over the United States and Hawaii. And you know,
Something light.
yeah, that was only a quote unquote international work I did, but that was a big, big, big client with lots of money. You thought all keywords are entities? No, not necessarily. Depends on which an entity. Let's say,
Go check
let's
out that
say,
topical.
yeah, you look
Hey,
at it.
so I'll drop this in real quick. The GMB, it still works, but it's definitely not the same like it used to be, right? Like I had ones that like was, my God, proximity retarded, right? Shit that does, I can't even believe it was still happening. Like in my niche, I had no proximity unless it was the EDM GMB name like that, right? Or exact match. It still ranks, but proximity like literally shrunk by half, like less than half. Craziness since whatever updates happened. I don't know if it was in June, but somewhere around the summertime. I will say this though, now it works, but it's a lot more about sniping the location where you place the GMB. That's all I'm gonna say about that on this call. Like for that, you gotta hire me and we gotta, talk privately. And I've never even said that before, but I'm not saying no more on that or how I do it or none of that. But where the GMB is with the right title name and, that still works. It's just not as easy.
Yep. And I see too, I don't notice people doing it, but I think it's helpful for the group, especially for the GMB. I love what William does. I do that, in most cases, but I think mentioning the names of the streets, the surrounding streets, very helpful. If you're not getting that type of data in there, is that something you do, Michael? Do you like that?
Yeah.
And then would you say that's the norm, or would you say that that's like an awesome case study that you had 50-mile radius?
No, Will had the 50 mile. I don't know how big it was, no, that was not. So for me, that was the norm years ago, bro. I ain't gonna front. Like, that's what I was like. I didn't know it at the time, right? But now when I look back at the screenshots that I had, like in local Viking and shit,
But
like recently, no proximity.
Miles?
No, hell no. Bro, right now, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm struggling like to get sometimes, fucking
10
5, sometimes 15 miles. It depends on the geo for sure. You know what I mean? But like New York, the shit that I deal with in New York,
oh yeah,
5 miles is like, forget about it, bro. Like you bugging. Like you're not even, that's not happening.
Well, and that's why
It's not.
I think that's intriguing. Like Miami's, I did some stuff in Miami.
Look at the other crazy one. I
Boca
did.
Raton, Locksmith and stuff. We were happy with a 10-mile, 7-mile radius.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There was one we did in Phoenix.
Oh, and there's still one, sorry to cut, there's still one I have that has kind of ridiculous proximity. And it's funny because I noticed, and I need to test this on the next batch, but that GMB has near me in the GMB name. And it's an older GMB. No website attached to it. It's the free biz site. And this shit been crushing it. And out of all my GMBs, that motherfucker got the best proximity. I don't even understand how, but it's not in a big geo like at all. It's more like up by like Westchester, New York, up high up there. But it's just funny, like, right, but that's something to test. Has anybody tested that recently? Having near me, then geo behind it. So keyword near me geo.
Not in the GMB, but organically for sure, as a leadage too. Yeah.
Yep. And the
That's always-
GMB be nice for someone to test if they got some extra GMBs to play around with.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't use a donor for that,
Word.
I got some I could test.
I'm gonna
it
have some
on.
tests, so I'm gonna
So-
go for the CID links first.
This
I
is
already have
in 100-mile radius in Arkansas. In Arkansas.
100-mile radius. Nice.
100-mile radius. in
How many
Arkansas.
competitors are in that radius?
I don't know about all that bullshit. This
Four?
is in Phoenix. This is in Phoenix. No, this is in Phoenix. So believe it
Okay.
or not, Phoenix is no joke.
Competitive.
That's a big city, yeah.
What's the primary?
So now wait a minute.
moving.
A geo grid like that is 50 miles?
No, this is 100-mile,
no.
13 by 13, 100.
Oh no, so yeah, so I got some big proximity still. I guess I don't know how to read that. I got to check, but I got a little bit bigger proximity on some things than I thought. My bad.
So
Yeah,
100-mile radius for what
But
keyword?
I don't think I got
That's
that.
moving,
100 miles.
moving company on that one.
Moving company Phoenix?
Yeah. And
With the
there's-
geo or without the geo, Will?
without the geo,
Without the geo? Wow.
without the geo.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's my best one I got. Then the other one's in Miami. That one in Miami has the geo. But even that, it's Broward. It's not, I'm not saying, Miami Movers. This is Broward is the geo.
What
I'm
company
looking-
was it in Phoenix? What was the name of it?
That's what I'm trying to pull from the reports because I've
Oh,
just
okay,
found a
okay.
That's a
screenshot.
$17 keyword. That's nothing to sneeze at.
And here's another one. This was the other one I shown, which was home remodeling. And this is home remodeling, and I know it has the geo in it.
Well, if it's all green, I would think that it's probably Camelback, yeah.
So that's
Nice.
another one. I mean, I have a bunch of them like that, so it just depends. And it's not always like that, but it's like the one we did in this, and then here's another 100-mile one, which is landscaping. And it's in Phoenix. "13 by 13 grid." I'm sorry, 30 miles out, not 100. It's still 30 miles. So we'll hit 30 and 40 miles, consistently.
Yo, and guys, right? Reverse engineer your niche, bro. Like, you learn from us and people and, whatever, like, but nothing beats putting your keyword in geo. Look at them top ranking sites. Right? And just see, are they doing something different? Like, because right now I'm looking at a site and I'm like, wow, I like the way they did this. And I just, boom, sent it to my VA, like, use that. I like that, period. Like, you know what I mean?
That's actually a very good tip.
Reverse engineer the listen, success leaves clues, right? Not just an SEO and everything. Success leaves clue, follow the success. If you know they're crushing it, if you see somebody's number one in GMB, number one organically, or number one in GMB, top 5 organically.
Yep.
They
You
doing
model
something
them.
right, my man.
I like that tip though, like where take away the geo, but set your geo like you're actually there, like on the mobile device, doing a search for moving company, and then see who's number one and reverse that one. That's
correct.
It's a very helpful little
And do that in multiple geos, right? And compile what the fuck is going on. Like, it's funny, man, when I didn't even know SEO and I was just looking to steal content to build my first website before I knew anything about anything, just a business owner trying to build a GoDaddy website. Fucking 16 years. This is going back, right? What did I do? Niche plus keyword, threw it in a Word file, which now is slick compared to, I got to give myself a lot more credit than I thought, and that's how I, came up with some content. I added a little bit more to it. But my point was, little did I know I was reverse engineering the competition, right? To come up with the top ranking content. Now it's just, you know, I don't do that for content, or if I do, we paraphrase it, whatever. But the blogs, right? How people are utilizing their blogs, stuff like that. Like Will, I know, remember, I don't know if you got to see it, but I shared a blog that I found that was so interesting, right? My whole team is in the middle of trying to mimic that and content plan it out, because it's a lot of work. But they had city guide in their blog section, right? They had a searchable, like if it was a directory, but it's only the stuff within their blog, but it's a big blog. I have a lot, right? City guides, state guides, or like apartment guides, right? Then the niches tips, right? Like plumbing tips. And then I had one other thing I can't remember, or things to do in the area, right? And I was like, damn, you know, I do like some of those, but these people were taking it far, but it's all geo related, right? All local relevant content. It was beautiful. And my point is, I found that reverse engineer, like typing in my keyword plus geo, my keyword, and I hit a new geo I had never seen before. And I saw a site and was like, wow. I mean, their navigation is beautiful. Silo. Matter of fact, bro, I sent that shit to Will and I said, yo, Will, are you doing this site? Because there was too many things that were like on point and close to what we do. And when I say we, I mean we, like the little clique we got here, right? So I was like, Will, you doing it? He was like, nah, I'm not, but I'll check it out later. He probably hasn't because he's busy, but it was impressive. Sorry, I'm rambling, guys. Reverse engineer your competition, because they to the top for a fucking reason, and that's where you want to get.
That ice cream must be fire.
That ice cream cake, word, right? Let me light that back up.
All
Yeah,
right,
well, man, don't leave me hanging here, man. What's the URL, bro? What's that
which
Phoenix
one?
URL, man?
Oh, I'll send it to you. I gotta find it. I might have pest spaced out of it.
Yeah, share the ice cream. I'm starving. What do you say? Time to get a delivery. This is funny.
Wow, look at this. So look, these guys, what they're
I'd be
doing,
hiding in a corner like,
helpful websites and phone numbers, right? These people done listed everything you could even imagine. I'm not even going to try to go through this, but anything you could imagine, a phone number for that city or state, they have it listed on this page.
What site do you have as an example? What's that one that you really like?
I went into, well, that one I ended up closing out. I got to check the VA. This one I'm looking at now is Camelback Moving.
Oh yeah, that's what I was just looking at. Yeah.
Were you just looking at that? And then it's yeah, I'll drop this link. That's what I was specifically looking at. They have,
I
like,
saw that green, so I figured he was one of the top ones.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So
He was
thinking,
number one
site?
in maps, number 4 organic. I said, this is probably him.
Because he's got the reviews in here, the BBB. Like, this looks like something like I would lay out, but this is way prettier. I mean, I wouldn't design this like this, but
Oh yeah, I did.
I don't do design, man. I am the worst at design. But this was definitely a mail. You can tell by the square, like it's all blocky. Like It doesn't have that nice flow to it, you know?
Yeah. I wonder why is this site ranking so well? Let's check. Yeah, I don't like this site at all. It has no
style.
Yeah, it's too blocky. Yeah. Like you said, roadblocks. This shit is like too blocky.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this company's doing it. See, another reason they're probably ranking is, if this is accurate, they're spending about 10K in AdWords.
Oh,
so
well, that's
and anybody, what I've noticed this also, right? Niche specific, and in this niche, I've seen it. The company's spending, some decent money on ads. It doesn't mean they're just gonna rank automatically, but if they got some good ass SEO and they're doing ads, they're getting some love. And if they're also doing Yelp ads, you do Yelp ads, some Google ads, oh, you getting some fucking Google love, bro. I'm gonna let you know right now.
Well, and I think too, you should be, I think for any SEO or agency, I think it's a 3-part strategy. You're trying to get them in, you want to do PPC because you want to get that traffic and instant leads. You want to get into that 3-pack, and then we're trying to work on organic. You want to get in those 3 spots. If you can get in those upper positions in all 3 of those areas, probably
Dominant.
a big winner. Yeah.
Yep, that's when you dominate.
And then you go launch another brand with slightly different name and take up a few more spots, you know. Have you seen this recently, actually? I think that's quite interesting. Not something that I generally would do, but you ever do that and take up multiple spots with different brands, but it's controlled by you? I ran across this pretty frequently recently.
With GMBs?
Well, definitely
Or
GMBs, but
organically?
organic too. Yeah, organic and GMB.
I used to organically when I was dominating, like I used to have 2 or 3 sites on page 1, which I don't know if that's what you mean, but for me, that was dominating because the phone would be, you know, chirping. With GMBs, yeah, like if I can get enough GMBs, that's always the goal, right? Try to 1, 2, 3 it.
Yeah, I used to when I was working with a hospital guy in Toronto, hospital bed. That was our main strategy. We just took over that GMB, you know, with a garbage site too. Like I didn't put any effort into it, like at all, 0. But we owned that whole 3-pack. It was hospital bed, hospital bed, hospital bed, and he was very happy customer. Yeah, very happy.
Have you ever tried to like get, you know, more than one in kind of a competitive area, and then like let's say you have one already there. Then you start trying to work on another 1 or 2 more, and you end up fucking up your main ranking because, you know, the CTR you're sending is skipping past your ranking property to go search for the you know, the new one.
No, I never really because I would usually generally, do you slide them in there not as the same name, different brand names?
Yeah, different brand names.
Or variations of keyword and then switch up the categories.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it never halted the production or the ranking of the other ones that I've already had.
I'm kind of dealing with that shit right now, and I don't know what to do because like 2 of them is a test, so it's not worth making my phone not ring to fucking test some shit. You know what I mean? So I wish the address wasn't so close. So I kind of have to figure out what I want to do.
Well, why don't you just move the pin?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm. How far can you move a pin? I haven't messed with any of that stuff in long.
I would keep
like,
it light, but whatever
couple
you
miles,
decide,
right?
4 or 5 miles, like
That's what I figured. Yeah.
Not too far. I've seen now, you know, I've been, you know, ballsy and tried longer and got away with it, but that doesn't mean that that's always.
Yeah.
You know, you could go farther, but I don't think it's a guarantee.
Got it.
Yeah, for sure. Have you been well, maybe I don't know if that's out of the scope of this conversation. Have you been playing around with the a bulk upload, but we'll call it the switcheroony bulk upload?
I know nothing of what you speak
of.
of.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, fair enough.
That's Mr. Jones's world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did Will drop out of here? Is he still here?
Yeah, he made me I guess I'm the host. I mean, is there any other questions? I don't know. I mean, we could chat it up. I mean,
I didn't even notice he left. I just was wondering.
Yeah, he was starting to sound a little hoarse, maybe, or it could have been the power could have.
It's like Will got sick from yesterday to today. He didn't sound like that yesterday. That's
crazy. So, man, or maybe he just didn't want to give up that site. No. He's like,
word, he got us here waiting, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we over here looking at Camelback moving or whatever.
Well, he showed an all green and gave up the keyword. So it has to be one of those 3. And I know it's not 2 men in a truck because I used to compete with them in Quad Cities.
Oh man, 2 men in a truck. Yeah, that's big.
Dude, those guys. Well, and the dude, I got him into the 3-pack and I got him up into the top 3 positions. And he said, okay, you know, our third, you know, it was a month by month. Yeah, we were done then. And it was funny. We were talking about the moving company. So I went to just go look at it and see how he was doing. And I noticed that he fell off. Dude, you should have, man.
It's like, Chris, you mentioned earlier about CTR to have people exit to your own property instead of an authority site. Do you get them to paste the URL in or click on it from the menu bar?
So I ask them to paste it in. When I create the walkthroughs, I create a, I create a document walkthrough. So it's required within the requirements. I mean, you tell them it's required, but it's a document walkthrough. If you'd like, I could show you if you want. Do you want? It's up to you.
Yeah, sure. That was a question Reese asked, but yeah,
Oh,
hell
Reese.
yeah.
Okay. So here,
I wanna see.
Yeah,
Holly
so
says, David, I'm coming out with a patch 100 accounts Friday. What? Holly,
nice.
you gonna have access to 100 patch accounts on your network or a different type of thing?
Yeah, that sounds kind of special.
Hey, that sounds real special because that patch shit works.
I'm hooked. Whatever, you know.
Yo, Chris, you be doing the patch? Cause I don't that.
No, not as,
Nah.
I hear it
Okay.
heating up. I mean, I utilize it and I have utilized it, but not to any level like that, 100 sites or 50 or anything like that.
No, I have no, me neither. But we do. I can't put it in the network because of issues. Okay, but it'll be separate. Oh, that's gonna be crazy. Like matter of fact, I took a patch article that my team did, which was also a press release, a blog post, an event, blah blah blah, and then I used it to do a post on Holly's network, right? And as I was trying to, take my before and after screenshots of the rankings and shit, I'm like, oh shit, look at this patch article ranking number 3 organically. And I'm talking about for a keyword. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit, patch is still doing its thing. And then, yeah, Holly, the patch shows up in the fucking news tab still. And I forgot to DM and ask you, because I was checking the news tab to see if your sites show up. I don't know if they do, but that's when I saw the patch. It took like a day or two for it to show up, but it showed up and I was like, oh man, because I've been doing patch for a while now, but it dropped off. It was really powerful. And then it kind of like got nerfed, to use a video game terminology. But it seems like it's still kicking strong. Especially if you tie it in with Holly shit, right? Because it's like, Google News, patch, and then I ain't gonna front, right? I use Press Advantage a lot, so I did a press release too. So it's like you're covering damn near every spectrum out there.
I like patch, but I don't see it show up on every SERP. I was working with a car detailer.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm.
Yep, and it was, he was obsessed. That's where I first realized what was up with it. He loved it. He was sold. But here's this is the visual walkthrough. This is what I attach inside of the file, and I just give them a doc. I create these. It's pretty much drag and drop. I recreated this one for him because this is a special client of mine, so I went above board for him. Usually it's a little dirtier, but this is a good guy with a big, he's doing it.
Well, I don't know what I'm looking at, but I do know what I'm looking at. A micro worker's job, right?
Yeah,
is that what I'm
looking at? So
okay, yeah.
I just I created him there, but I tell them a visual walkthrough because I found that there's no questioning here. So like here's how.
Oh yeah, if you don't do this, they'll it won't get done right. Even like this, there'll be people that mess up. It's unbelievable. It's unreal.
Sure. But now when we're talking about that specific link, here's what I create. And I'll point out the special things that I guess, well, I don't know if they're special, but like different elements that I probably didn't cover in the public video. So if they take that and paste it in here, I asked them to copy and paste. I think that's what you're looking for. Copy and paste this URL. And what it'll do, it'll pop up the post. So that's their exit, right? I'm just trying to get whatever. I don't feel that there's anything... I'm just trying to get anything over here as possible, but really their main goal is organic. So, but I figure why not? Like they don't care about the GMB for whatever reason, but hey, there's people looking for you. They're going over to your brand. But what I would take care of for you, Reese, is if you take a look at this, I took a little extra precaution here. They have their brand in here, but I stuffed in their primary keyword. So Joy Organics is the brand. I added Texas hemp oil products. And then the maximum amount of string parameters that you could get in there is 12. 12 is the magic number. I've tested it. If you keep going farther, It won't pop the panel or it won't work properly. You might be able to get some more on here, but just for reference. 12 seems to be the magic number. 12 to 13. Yeah. Does anybody in here have the walk around for getting the, like how to, what is it? XSS, or take that, whatever that edit is inside the header for the Google site to be able to embed it? Does anybody have the workaround to get that in, to embed? Because I've seen people that have it, but I'm not sure how to implement it. So does anybody have that workaround? And let me have it. If you don't want to give it to me, I'll buy it off you. I'll give you, I think it's worth like, I don't know, $50. I'm not sure exactly what the string is or the code in order to get the G sites to embed. I'm having trouble with it, but there is a way because I've seen them recently.
No, they changed something with the G. Go ahead, Holly. Holly would know.
Yep.
Say it again. Say it again.
So
I was listening to with one ear. What was it?
So the actual like Google sites, not the business site, but the Google site, it's being blocked something within the head, but there is a way to bypass it to be able to embed it into websites. Do you know how to do it?
On G sites or on business.site?
On G sites.
So can you show me where it's getting blocked? Or can you show me an example of what you mean?
Of one being
The
blocked.
header's getting blocked?
So like, I don't know, I guess let's just do like New York SEO expert. I think I'm getting blocked. It didn't used to do it. And and that's my assumption. It's in the head, but I think I have one in here. So yeah, here. Well, oh, do I have to like go into it? But yeah, see how it's like just, it's blocked.
The iframe is getting blocked.
Yeah, the frame's getting blocked.
Do you know if you put the iframe code in the HTML? You might not have.
Oh,
I'll
wait,
send you
is that an old Google site that you didn't update on whatever's been going on with the Google sites? Because I know I seen that on my Discord channel.
If it's a old or a new site, I don't know which one of them. One of them blocks and one of them doesn't block.
Yeah, well, this is the new style, but it used to work. Like it used, they were working.
Elvin says inspect element. They don't embed, I believe, the request time. I've got the embed. I know that William has got the embed to work.
Yeah, probably from the business. It seems like for the past few months, I think I started noticing it. It's this.
I think I noticed it having issues about 2 weeks ago because I was working with RSS feeds with the new sites.google because you cannot put XML on there. And it was working for a couple of weeks and now it's not working. So I think they're changing codes up.
Yeah, that's, so that sucks. So there's no, all right. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure. It just seems like all
I
of a
can
sudden.
mess around with mine and see if I can figure it out.
Yeah, and I was like, iframe blocked. I don't know, like, I mean, it's not like they're gonna give me the answer here, but like,
I don't think it's blocked. I think you have to put in a special when you put your iframe in, are you putting the HTML iframe part in? Are you copy and pasting the iframe?
I think I was gonna do it like div src equals.
How?
I think.
I'll
honest,
see if I can find it.
A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just come over here, grab this, right? And then I'll just grab this one because it has those controls on it. And I'll just grab
it's not
this.
working now?
No, and I'll just grab this sucker right here. And then throw the website in. And and it won't. It's not
have you tried, Chris, have you tried grabbing the Google site and using iframe generator and then generate, using that code?
Well, and two, I tried multiple ways too. Like I went over to W3 to get some of those, but here, let's try it that way. I didn't use that, so I'm going to though. Iframe generator.
Yeah, .com.
Let's try it that way. I use the the W3 one, like whatever the normal code is. I tried the YouTube way. Because there's other sites that block it. And if you use that, I like the one that YouTube gives you and put in your website, sometimes it'll pop, it'll show, and then it'll have the little scroller and stuff. It's interesting. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. So what do you got here? So scroll bar.
Yep. So just drop your URL right in the middle where it says iframe URL.
So iframe URL. So HTTPS. Oh no, wait, no, we need to get a
The Google site.
well, yeah, but I want to be able to show on the G site. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, right. So I guess it doesn't matter what I put in here.
Wait, you want to embed the Google site onto something else, right?
I want to be able to embed into the Google site. Like as the embed shows up, but it's not showing it.
Oh, wow, that's weird. Okay, no, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like why are they didn't used to block it.
Okay, so no, sorry. This is if you want to I thought you wanted to embed it onto something.
Well,
wow,
too,
that's weird.
Even in reverse, wait, you're seeing it in the other way too? So that means that all those other sites are broken then too. So you're seeing it the other way? It's broken that way too?
So no. Sorry, no, negative. I totally misunderstood what you meant because I just checked a couple of my Google sites real quick and everything is pumping in. All the embeds are working.
This is how I usually do it. Yeah, this one right here with the iframe SRC. This is the one I used. But let's just try it for fun. I'm not sure. Let's go see. Let's see if it works. Let's go over here and take a look. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just curious for my own selfishness. I'm sorry. Anything else? What else? Anything else maybe I can help you guys with, or GMB related is quite possibly but all those things, right? That's what I want to look at, Michael. Yeah, it seems to show an effect. Like we add the RSS feed from a GMB, it seems to show an effect within the GMB. But like, that's the kind of thing I want to take donors and like, just start testing it out. I mean, if I do it to 3 donors and it jumps up, I mean, it's a guarantee, like this works. And then I want to be able to pick high competition markets and do that. I also like the place ID, like hitting out with links over the CID. Like same exact thing, took donors, tested it out, saw positive result. CID drops. But then again, I hear people, that's the thing. I want to be able to show that proof. So I hope that everybody gets excited as much as I am about testing it out. I miss that part or that aspect from the other groups that I'm in. They don't see that as, I guess, as important, I don't know why.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, me too. Plus it's like way more fun.
I've never really done much testing. I'm just getting to that shit like now, right? And then to be able to do it with others, which makes the main part of it, besides it being fun, is there's accountability with that also, right? Like, you can't slack when you're doing the test with people and they're relying on you to do your part. So yeah,
sure.
that's exciting.
Okay, so this one looks like I took that, I utilized, because that used to be the workaround the YouTube. So wait, is this blocked out? Let's try this. I guess it doesn't matter really. Let's try this quick.
Hey, Chris, Patrick asked this a couple times, so let me bring it up for him. Chris,
I'm sorry.
How to take a big brand that sells info products and rank GMBs for them in different cities in USA. Will that help their website rank organically, or is it just a waste of time? Patrick asked.
Well, I think if you're targeting those local places and you want to lend some authority to the website, if you're targeting those places and have location pages, then having pins or verified listings in those areas pointing into those pages is going to lend authority to those pages, like without a shadow of a doubt. I think Jordan says it best, like nothing validates a website or a property better than a GMB. You know, like that's, you know, so I think it would definitely help you if you were trying for some reason to sell those types of products locally or in those particular markets. But if not, and you're not targeting those specific areas, multiples isn't going to be as beneficial as at least having one, like to state like, okay, we're a business. This is where we operate. Here's the headquarters. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, I mean, sales
agree with that.
sales helps all, right? So like more
For sure.
sales is always gonna help. You know, it may not help the ranking, but it's gonna help the business.
I'd go on a pin dropping spree probably
Yeah.
for that.
And you could do some interesting shit with e-commerce products and GMBs, bro, if you really know what you're doing. But that's definitely not a conversation for here. Chris, a matter of fact, that would be some shit we could test. A very exclusive test, though. Not too many people involved.
That sounds good. Sounds really good. Yeah, and there's a lot of really unique products that I'm seeing starting to pop up that shouldn't be within the GMB space locally. So, you know, they're definitely lackadaisy, that's for sure.
I bet you that YouTube and Google domain is blacklisting it for iframes.
Though, you think they're blacklisting his Google site?
That was blacklisting the google.com and maybe the youtube.com domain. That's what I think. I'll be able to embed my business.site. But the thing is, I purchased a domain from Google for the business.site.
Yeah, the business. Yeah, but that I'm specifically like those G sites.
Yeah, it's on a Google site, and then I embedded the I iframed the business.site.
Yeah, you can embed that, but I can't take an embed of say my normal website and put it into the G site, and I can't take yeah, that's the main issue there is I can't
Wow,
take
but
my,
why? That's crazy.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Because I have, I got a lot of Google sites and I got everything embedded on, and I just checked them, like they're all working. So I think, like, what I mean is, it's something isolated. I think with your
Yeah.
site, it's not like a Google site thing.
Yeah, well, do you have yours there and it's showing the embed
Yeah.
on the G site?
Yep.
I'll paste it.
I could see all my embeds: Pearl Trees, Press Advantage, Money Site, Google My Business Site, GMB posts.
So
and
dang,
more.
how that's insanity. So you have your main money website embedded into a Google site, not a Google business site, just a straight up Google site. Like you go into your Drive, create a site,
Yep.
and you have your website just
Mike,
embedded in
is
there.
yours old though? Is it old G sites? It's not new G sites?
I
Well,
think
that's
you have
a
to
new,
update them, I think, right? I think it's to the point where you have to like update them. So I think they're all new, but they were old.
yeah, it is the new one. I don't know why it's gonna
Chris,
drive me bananas
I
though.
pasted the link in the chat.
Let's take a little Gandy here. Where's that chat bar at? Over here? How do I get to it? What do I gotta do? Double click this?
You go to where you would normally do a screen share. And it's right next to where it says share screen on your Zoom.
Yeah, but how did I get that there? It's like a little
It's on
tiny
the
box
bottom.
now. It's like a little square. Oh, in here. Okay. All right. Interesting. I better learn how to use this quick because I switched over to Zoom from Meet. So here, let's take a look at this. Wait a minute. I know this guy, right?
Yeah, that's Elvin.
So that's the RSS feed for the GMB post. And then go all the way to the bottom.
Yeah. Is this the dot business?
So this is the .business site, but I purchased a domain from Google. So it's like pearls.a.org. So the SRC equals pearls.a.org.
Interesting. So, so that's intriguing. So I see what you mean now.
Yeah.
So it's got the template is theirs, but it's a real domain, technically speaking.
Yeah, it's a purchase domain.
Cool. So that's a helpful hint. Pearl, huh? Cool. So that's a helpful hint. That's interesting. So
Yo,
it has to
Vin,
be
throw
that. Huh.
throw in some POIs, some driving directions on there. You could
What was
beef
it?
up
What was the first thing you said?
Points of interest.
points of interest
What's
and
that?
some like things to do in Woodland Hills, you know, like location page shit, right? Like do some of that on the Google sites. You could RSS feed in some local news, the local weather,
Good
you
night,
know,
Holly.
localize the site helps those Google sites, especially get crawled faster, or not faster, but more consistently, right?
Hey, Chris,
Yeah, what's up, dude?
I tried to embed a site on my Google site and it also didn't work. So I think Alvin's works because it's a Google property or something.
Yeah,
No,
whatever the reason, but it's got it's got that domain though.
I think
how
if you try to use google.com, try to embed google.com in an iframe, and I bet you it's probably gonna get blocked.
Hey, that's kind of genius.
I think they blacklisted those two domains, youtube.com and google.com.
Have you tested that? Taken your query for your main keyword plus LSI and the other terms that's a string, a search, and embedding it to see if it gives you a lift?
Yeah, you can't embed searches.
It doesn't let you do that?
I haven't tried actually like doing it for ranking, but you
That's
can't
interesting.
view it.
Because I like queries. So here, let's see. Can I share? Do I have control of this? Did he give me like control of this?
Chris,
Yeah,
can you
we
click
can
on
see
that
your
one
screen.
link that I sent?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Let me know what your thoughts on this. I posted another link that I was building out. So I'm doing mass page building and I have about like 400 posts that were done. And I'm putting that into the free Google site to see if it would help with indexing as well.
Okay. I would venture to guess that but is this embedded?
I just took it from the Google Drive and then I just dragged and dropped or just selected it.
Yeah, but they're technically here. Query equals.
So just copy and paste, and then all the URLs, I exported the post URLs, and
Yep.
then I pasted it in here. Go to the bottom, scroll down. So, and then I ran these through Omega Indexer too.
Every single one of these, each
Yeah.
unit.
Yeah, I dripped it out for 30 days to see what it would do.
And how's that? Did you just initiate this?
Yeah, I started a campaign maybe like a week ago. It's a 30-day drip. So I just want to see if it'll do something with it.
And then what? AC? That's a fun little. That's a fun niche, don't you think? You like that? Is that your main industry, or is this just a test or
Just a test, just to see what happens.
Yeah, let's here. So anybody anything maybe I could anything else? What do you guys, what do you want to talk about? Are we done here? Do we want to, is there anything maybe we could touch on? Anything maybe perhaps I don't know. Anything at all, gentlemen and ladies? Is that gonna wrap it up for tonight? What do you guys think?
I don't see no questions in here. Jennifer says thank you. Holly said she needed to go. I think that was a few minutes ago. Bye, Holly. I think we missed her. Alvin. I don't see any other questions. Guys, any questions in here for, take advantage, but while Chris is still in the mood to answer. If not, I guess that's it and that's all.
Yeah.
Yo, Chris, you a beast, bro. So you've been going for like what, since 12 o'clock or something like that with the groups or
Yep. 12.
something like that. All right. Wow.
Yeah, but you think it's only been 10 hours.
It's only been 10 hours.
Yeah, but I remember being 19 and like my dad was trying to do me a favor before I got on with the timeshare people, carrying windshields. And I remember like carrying them suckers like for like insane amounts of time. So
10 hours doing this is a breeze in the park, huh?
Oh, this is such light work. I enjoy it immensely. It's, other than like you know, my feet, I'm cool because I don't sit. I hate sitting. I'd rather my feet hurt than my back for sure.
Yeah.
I can't sit. If I had to sit for 10 hours, I'd be dying. You know, I'd be in complete agony for sure.
You've been standing this whole time?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh wow.
Heck
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's the way to go. I think it keeps you, because too, I get tired if I sit, and then my back, oh my gosh, then I have to worry about posture on top of it. I like to stand. That's why people, I see it in my videos, they're like, why are you dancing? I'm not dancing, just kind of
just
moving around. You know?
Yeah, staying awake.
Yep, that's it. So yeah, I'm really intrigued. I'm hoping that everybody likes that. You know, I'm just nailing down. I guess this would be good to bring to the table, and Mike, I think this would be good to ask you, because there's a lot of people here, but you're talking, right? But if anybody has anything you want to chime in, please, by all means. So here's what I'm thinking. So we have something, some real devices for real people that are performing searches. But what I'm thinking is very specific searches. Like, I don't want to play with YouTube or anything. It's specifically for local businesses, local business owners, agencies looking to help actual businesses, right, succeed. More notably, I'm looking for SERPs that are having trouble due to larger businesses stealing spots from medium and small businesses, and looking for competitive advantages, whether it's going to be a positive or a negative. So I think that that's unique. But with that said, here's what I'm interested in. Would you set it up so, because it has to be itemized, right? So when you log into a platform or into a dashboard, like, it can't just be all willy-nilly. Do you think that it would be best to have, okay, do you want branded? Are you looking for, partial? Are you looking for exact? How do you think, if you were going to a platform in order to do that, is that how you would want it laid out? Or would you want it where you get to type in the strings that you want to run traffic to?
So you're talking about like a CTR platform, right? And you're logging into to set up campaigns. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, logging into a dashboard.
So I think both things you just said are good. So this may be too off the rip, but maybe having two modes, like easy mode and expert mode, right? So easy mode, right? Drop down menu. What are you looking to do? Branded plus keyword. And then I call it branded plus MISC, which for me is brand name plus phone number, brand name plus contact, brand name plus, right? Not just the brand name. And then in that same drop down menu, anything else you want to have, like keyword, and then they just enter in what they need to enter, press go. Then for advanced users, having an interface where, you can enter in manipulated URLs and customly stringed together URLs would definitely be something I would want.
Because that's what I was
just
thinking.
Because just sending traffic to search queries, bro, like, does things,
Well, no, like for this, I think queries need to be operated by bots because of the volume that we need. But for clicks, we want real devices, real people, and lower numbers, right? But I assume that everybody's doing it that way. They're calculating a string that's going to include brand, a search, maybe a knowledge panel, maybe a like an M tag perhaps of the cities that we're trying to target, especially if we're trying to push proximity. So would you lay out those options in the easy? Because that way,
so
these are the different.
Yeah. So actually, yes, in that drop down menu, you can have, as you get your way down, right? Like boost proximity or proximity boost, stuff like that. So it's just like real simple for them, right? Just click, and then at that point, right? I don't know if you'd have to have them know how to do those URLs, right? Or if the system could have a Google sheet in the background where they enter the launch and the lad, or like we were discussing on your thing earlier, right? Like if you have a formula set up where they put in just the bare essentials and your system will do the rest. Wow, that would be craziness.
Yeah, you do the rest. I like that. Like, I'm looking to do branded. Here's my keywords. I think that's Yeah, I think that's because not only because we have to be able to make it a system, right?
Yeah,
I want
and
it to
then
be
for
easy for the
agency type
workers.
shit, sorry to cut you off. Now you got
No,
my
you're good.
mind twerking. I love shit like this. And then if you get a system like that going, and then if you get like bulk CSV upload, right, where it says have everything the way you need it, bulk upload it. Wow,
Hey, I like
that
that
would
even
be
better.
nuts. That would
Oh,
be
that way
fucking
they just have to fill
insane,
out.
bro. Just
That's
have a VA fill every, like, I got like 20 GMBs, right? So I need to set up branded,
that.
this, that, probably more than one campaign, unless I'm starting off branded and letting it drip for a while. But sometimes I get right to it. I used to just only do branded and wait, but now I do branded and then start dripping in branded with keywords like a week later. I don't wait too long. So point is, you could, assuming the bot or tool has like a scheduling feature, have a bulk upload, whoop, upload one sheet one time, you good. There's the CTR for every client for the whole month.
Well, yeah, well, it's not yeah, I mean it's actual people.
Oh, okay. It's all right. Oh, wow.
It's a
Nice.
real person sitting on an actual device. So but that's where some of the and have you seen a difference whether if I send, let's say we're just going to use an arbitrary number. I'm not saying that this would do anything because it's so low, but if I send 20 clicks all in one shot, or if I send 20 clicks over the course of 8 hours, there's no difference in what that result's going to be.
No, I haven't really noticed any difference, except I have noticed when you send, well, this I haven't tested too recently, right? But before, if you send the traffic, kind of quick enough, and do some other shit like a video citation mainly and run the traffic through YouTube like that, like you would get a boost fast, like, like from 3 to 2, from 5 to 4. It was crazy.
100. And that's integrated into the system is like when you have a bot or you're running a software that's actually a bot and you do referral, they're just manipulating like as a referral, like, but when we say referral traffic, we literally are going to start on that website, click on it, go over, like a true. So yeah, that's intriguing. I like that a lot. Yeah. And I'm thinking too, like just to get away from like a custom solution just because of cost. I just use, have you ever seen any of those panels? You've used panels before, right?
Yeah, with like if you mean like SMM panels, yeah.
Exactly. That's because I was noticing a lot of the other even higher ticket guy like that, like Agency Assassin, they're just using like the web host panel. And I don't think that's
really
as clean. Yeah. Didn't you see their panel that they have over there when you're ordering up?
No. What do you mean when you ordering? Oh, I understand what you're saying now. It looks like all those other tools that you buy the soft. That's what you mean, right? Like the web hosting look on the
like
checkout page.
Yeah, like that's pretty much, yeah, exactly. Like as far as like the user face or whatever, because I think that I don't know, like perceived value. I think it takes away, it doesn't look as cool or as clean as like a panel does. Like have you seen, like here, I'll show you. Agency Assassin. And I'm looking at these numbers. Like, have you guys used this yet?
Yeah, I've been using it. I was a beta tester for a while. I've been promoting it, but I don't really promote stuff, right? Too much. But everybody's always asking me, what do you use for CTR? And I've always told them CTR booster, Viper, something else I can't talk about, and paid traffic. So now that it came out, I've been letting people know it is expensive and it does send wacky numbers to your GMB's insights, but I don't care about that. If it moves the needle, then
I'm probably spelling
I'm good.
it wrong.
I'm using that right now. I'm testing 2 GMBs for my dentist and for one of my wife's wedding cake GMBs that I created.
See, and they have a lot of other, like they have they're doing different features than what, I mean, we're running clicks. And do you like that better as a user, having it as a plan where you have multiple clicks or pay per click? Because we're talking about a real device that
I like this because it's just easier to set up. I want to focus on like 5 keywords within a 3-mile radius. And I don't have to deal with like VPS, 4G proxies, any like updates. It's just here.
You don't have any control over what you like do, right? Like,
Yeah.
well, let me not say that. The control you have is you get to pick on a sliding scale of, 10 to 100, right? Do you want click to call, or do you want it to go to your website?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So other than that, though, you can't choose, like, is it going to click on the reviews? Is it going to the knowledge panel? Is it going to the, it just goes wherever it's going to go randomly, and then to the website.
Yeah, Ian was saying how it's just mainly engagements. I go, well, what does engagement mean? Right? Like, I don't know whether they're going through the GMB post, through your images, reviews. I don't know what that means. But he did say, you get up to 100 pings or
100, yeah, 100 per day, actions per day.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So for $350, it's 100 actions a day.
Yeah. So
100 actions per day per project.
So this is
500. So 500 per actions per day total.
So if you have like 10 keywords you want to target, it's going to spread that 100 among the 10 keywords. So if I want to do a 20% traffic, I'm only going to get 20 pings spread out with 10 keywords. So maybe like two each. Or two each, yeah.
And so okay. So that's intriguing. So, and then when you're running all of that, like your keywords, so you're targeting massive keywords where you need 100 extra actual clicks and dwell time. Like,
no, Dennis? I mean, like for my dentist and the wedding cake, we're only doing like 2 clicks per keyword. Like, I'm just keeping it small and conservative.
Right.
But I just want to see if I do get movement. So that I just started this like last week. And then I'm not really doing any like SEO. It's just whatever I have right there without doing anything else. Yep. I just want to see if it'll move the needle.
Yeah, because I think we'll just take that dentist as an example. The overall volume for the keyword is, let's just say 1,200 volume per month. The top performer is only getting 290. You're sitting at, let's say 8. I don't know. I'm hypothetical here. Like you should only be sending in,
Yo, so Chris,
a week,
that's something I'm testing, right? Because of this tool, right? Sending in like.
And you're happy with this number? Is this fair?
No, they're expensive.
Okay.
But here's the thing though. $350 a month. If you could move that's for 5 GMBs. $350 a month. If you could get 1 GMB.
Oh, totally worth it.
To make you right, the hands over fucking fist, bro, all day. Let me also say this. How many people are in here?
I know clients that would pay me 2 G.
I know people that right now still do this, and they were doing it before, but I'm not the type to blow people's shit up, right? But they were charging $150 and up per campaign, and all they would do is give you a Google sheet to fill out with the GMB name, the phone number, and 10 keywords, and then they'd log in here and take literally 5 fucking seconds to set that shit up and charge them between $150 to $500 a month, right? For 1 GMB, bro. So imagine you get 5 people giving you $500 a month, $2,500 a month for a package that costs you $300, $350.
Yeah, I'm planning to sell these. I'm actually trying to sell these for $1,000 a month for 1 campaign, 10 keywords.
Yeah, I had some that I show it publicly just because the guy and I have a cool relationship, and it's performance based, so he's cool. But the guy who had the account before me, I'm not on retainer, it's just performance. They were utilizing this, and you could see it. It's when you turn it, it hurts you so bad, man.
Well, when you turn it off?
Yeah, it hurt him bad.
Wow.
Why did they turn it off? Just curious. It wasn't doing what it needed to do?
Well, it wasn't getting him where he wanted to be.
Okay.
And 2, like, I don't know, I was looking like this isn't, something's up here, and it wasn't optimized properly. I don't know. I think it was primarily that not working what he wanted.
They also went through some times where they were having issues with the proxies, and like the performance was kind of, again, it was a beta, right? So if you were using it through that, then that definitely, because I remember there was a time where I was going to give up, and the only reason that I didn't, to be quite honest, was I didn't want to turn all that traffic off, dog. You know what I mean? And mind you, yo, Chris, I'm a little crazy because I shouldn't be doing this, but I got CTR booster traffic that been running since the tool came out, plus this, right? Plus Viper, plus a little bit of display ads. Like I got yo. So what I used to believe about traffic, I'm starting to think it's not that true, bro, because I got way too much traffic coming into sites that are ranking in the GMB. I need to tone it down, but it's like, if I'm ranking, why the fuck am I gonna touch it, right? I'm gonna ride this shit out for right now.
Well, the wheels fall. Yeah.
So there's some new tests that need to come out. Yo, matter of fact, yo, Vin, you said you testing 2 GMBs. I'm only gonna say this because you know we mad tight, dog. You should let Chris and me or us, whatever, like test a property with one of them slots you ain't doing nothing with or whatever. If not, Chris, I was gonna tell you I'll free up a slot on mine so that you could tell me something to test, right? So just to, you know, I know you like to test, bro. So it'd be interesting to see what you think. It's just very limited, right? You can't. Vin, am I lying when it's super simple, but I mean, it's limited as fuck. You know what I mean? Like the keywords is the only thing you get to choose. And then, you know, how much do you want to send?
Yeah, before I was doing CTR manipulation, I was doing like Facebook ads, Google ads, and display ads. And then I was using back then I was using the CID URL as a final URL to send traffic to.
And how was that? Wow. And how was that?
This was 3 years ago when I was doing.
That was a while ago, yeah.
I was doing 3 years ago. I was doing like pin drops, and then I was driving paid traffic within like a 5-mile radius using paid ads.
So I like the ads. I don't know who was talking about that before, but that's what a way to see a nice little boost.
Yeah.
This was a direct. This is whatever they were doing in here. These particular strings here.
Yeah, the good thing about paid ads is you could even specify just a zip code alone.
So that wasn't oh man. Hey Chris, how long ago was that? Like how long ago was this being
like they
tested?
just hopped
like
off
months ago?
Or
more 20, like weeks ago.
21 days.
Oh, so recently. Okay, 3 weeks.
Yeah, pretty recent. Like I've been messing around with it for 21 days. When I first got onto it, they were tuned. He was tuned for chiropractor in Los Angeles. Oh, best chiropractor in Los Angeles. It was really long. It was a very interesting thing. I was like, why would you not go broad? Because you'll bring in those long strings will come in if you could go broad. I think a lot of people don't do it that way, but that's how I always like, let's shoot for the big one. We probably aren't going to get it because of the competition. It's like expertise.com, Healthline. Like the chances of getting in the top 3 are slim to none. But if we can tune for that and get optimized for that, we'll bring in all those little ones, like the bests, the nears, maybe not near, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. This guy's pretty cool. He would pay up if I could get him up there, but the amount of money that I think or the amount of trouble it's going to take.
What spot is he at now?
Well, recently we just changed out the I just re-optimized the on page. I have no idea. Let's see.
Somebody asks, hey Chris, if you don't mind, what is your model when you charge for performance?
So, and two, not everybody does that, but usually when they come to me, they're going to have either 3 to 5 to 10 different keywords in mind. Generally, we can agree upon a particular price, but for me, it's always double the cost of what I think it's going to take to get there.
Would you say double the cost of what you think it's going to get there? Like, so you look at this shit on a mathematical, what is this shit? Like, I'm going to need this in backlinks, this for content, this to build the website. Is that what you mean, Chris?
Exactly.
Wow. That's fucking deep shit. I never did anything with clients, right? So like that's a nice way to approach. You just talk straight ROI. You about your money and nothing else. I love it.
Well, and not only that, I sat and mapped out a lot of it. Like, how long does this action take? How long does this action take? How much does this cost? Like, everything's mapped out by time and by money, with more weight on the time, right? So I always, how long is it going to take me? And then what's it cost? And then whatever that figure is, depending on the client and the keywords that they're after, I double it. And then that's performance. But that campaign might take me 4 months, you know, so I'm looking, but all the work is done in month 1. Like, I can get everything usually, you know, and you know that too. I hate retainer, to be honest with you. Because why? Because I'm gonna get you for first, last, and a bounce, right? That's usually, isn't that what most guys do?
I don't even know.
Oh yeah, you don't do agency.
Yeah, I don't do.
It's hard to get the bounce too. So, I think since we and again, since the traffic stopped, when I first made the change, we were doing pretty good. He wanted to shut everything off because he shut off the assassin. He didn't want to do anything. He wanted to see where we fall after the on page. So Los Angeles chiropractor, we could take a look here. I don't even see him. I would assume probably 13, 14, 12. So 12 on that. Bad. Oh, I think I spelled it wrong too. It's I did it wrong. Chiropractor, Los, Angles. I think this is the term that we were targeting. Yeah. I don't know where exactly.
Patrick asks Chris, in your brain box, can you show an example in detail of how you break down your course and negotiate pricing with a client? That would help me a lot.
Yeah, I could even go on my other computer and probably give you a sample of that for sure. Definitely, nice. Dude. Yeah.
Alvin said he got to go later. Alvin, have a great night, my guy.
See, Alvin. Yeah, I'm just bullshitting. I'm just taking a look and see. Yeah, I switched this out. I think I did it live too. I think it was probably about 6 days ago. I actually made the changes. And we just shut everything off, didn't mess around. In the background though, you could probably see it on here, like not with really permission. I just wanted to see. I just ran queries just to see what would happen. No clicks. I'm assuming that he probably saw this, you know, because it was just, and this is generally what happens too. You'll fall off. And usually 3 days later here, this should spike is what I'm hoping for, like impression share. So, but I don't, that's, you know, that's.
So quick question, if you don't mind me asking, right? Is it because you haven't been working on, because you're testing that there's no branded traffic at all in the insights?
Well, I shut everything off.
Okay.
As per the request to him, like everything, I'm not doing anything. My only objective at that point was to get the trust signals on the page, like privacy, copyright, you know, all that stuff, right? I took care of the on page. That was it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs some branded traffic for sure. That there's no yellow in those insights. Yo, like my team knows if I sign in and I see in my pie and that insight pie, like that shit I better see yellow. Like, I better see, yellow. They know, don't fuck around with this, that branded traffic, boy.
So branded, so searching for other people, but clicking on you, that's where you find that you like that the most?
So no, from what I understand, unless I got it wrong, that branded traffic is, when I set up CTR and I put in the brand name, Chiropractor Los Angeles, Dr. Stephen Baker, that's branded traffic. That's what brings that yellow part in the green pie up.
Well,
is that direct traffic? Do I have it wrong?
That's direct, yeah. Direct.
So what is the yellow what is yellow branded?
Like yellow's when they're searching for a competitor and they click on you. Like they're searching their options and then they click on you. They make so like for this, because that's what I 1000% agree with you. So
oh my God. So I've been cursing. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Yo, Chris, I've been getting on my VA extra hard for no reason, bro. That means my branded is probably fine.
Oh, your green is probably sky high.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're doing good.
Yeah, and I'm telling them, no, we need more branded. Where's the yellow?
Yeah, but you're on the right track.
Oh man, that's funny.
The yellow is what you're after, but it's this is what like you're telling them branded based on this.
That's stealing your competition's traffic, basically, right?
Absolutely. Like they call it branded, but for as an SEO, us, we know that direct is really the branded. It
Got
gives
it.
us, you know,
Oh, that's funny. I
but
can't
yeah,
wait to talk
you're
to
right though.
Sean.
You do want yellow. If you could get a really big yellow where they're doing searches for everybody else and they're finding you, what I noticed, what really pops that up is those like the directional requests. You'll see that to start to rise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can manipulate that very easily. I love those, creating those strings. I had actually Reese hooked me up with a nice little something which was helpful. Nice way to automate that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to him soon because I think it's been long enough. I mean, everything fell, and I was trying to explain to him about the posts where you have. I tried to explain it. I'm like, doctor, when your post has 460 eyeballs on it, right? Because he calls them eyeballs, but no clicks. That's manipulated. Like he didn't like. He didn't get that. He's like, oh, this is doing so good. It's starting to fall. I'm like, yeah, because I shut everything off. Like I'm not doing anything. Let's see where you're actually at. Because he wants to win organic too. But I think it's going to take him a long time. Any case, enough about Dr. Becker. He's a nice guy though. He's a nice guy. He was actually working with somebody that's, I guess, kind of, I mean, I know who he is. I talked to him. I think he's a good guy. He was definitely doing good work. He had a lot of pieces when I was going through the site checking. He had a lot of the pieces to the pie, a lot of the puzzle. Like he was missing the internal links. He obviously didn't know much about link building. Like he was heavily optimized for the GMB and he was winning for that long tail keyword with no volume. He got in there for what he was optimized for, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it's not a big win.
Yeah, what's the point? Yeah.
Patrick said, how do you change an existing GMB to go for different keywords that you decide a client should go for? Just adding posts with the new keywords or answering reviews with the new keywords in your answer, or changing GMB category and subcategories? Don't change your GMB category. I would strongly advise against that. I don't know if Chris maybe says something different.
So as soon as I spoke with this gentleman, the very first thing that I suggested in order to start encompassing or starting to direct him towards a stronger listing was get the DBA. So Los Angeles chiropractor, Dr. Becker, right? Because I know he's like on number 11 in the maps. That was the first thing. As soon as I got with him, I told him, get the DBA and like make this your brand name. Get that in there, doctor, immediately. Quit playing with it. And then the next thing too, like I did change the category, but not the primary category. His primary category, this was another thing that I thought they missed on, was all the top performers inside of his top company. I'm just using him as an example, but this is across the board. When I went in here and I was looking at the competitors, all of them only had one category, which when you want to win something like chiropractor, you usually want to narrow in on that. Well, they had doctor, pain physician, and this is like a well-known like SEO dude. And I'm like, you're wrong. This is wrong.
He said, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. A lot of it was wrong, but I don't know. Again, I'm waiting for the cue. He wants to see what's going on or see like what was up. I don't know, maybe, I don't know why or what, but well, it's bad though, because I showed that. I'm going to have to go erase those videos because probably people go check. They're like, hey, Chris, you're actually falling here.
You're falling
I
off,
stopped.
bro.
I completely stopped. I switched his name, right? Changed the GMB name, right? Switched the optimization of the homepage, totally changed the internal linking structure, killed a whole boatload of junk links, just like basically clean the slate. Like, let's start, let's fire this back up here. Yeah, because
do you when you say cleaned out junk link, do you like disavow with a disavow file? Is that how you do it? Or
I went through and anything that wasn't coming from a page that had a keyword or a partial or any LSI, if it wasn't coming from an optimized page, a relevant page, or a page like I pulled out all the links from the top 10 competitors, right? All their links and all the links that they're getting links from. If it's not on that list, kill it.
Wow.
Yeah,
And when you do a disavow file, you see that Google actually fucking disavows them? Because we've been trying to disavow links for like 2 years, and them shits, they just ignore us over and over.
I have noticed, but it takes a few months, and I think ghost links are definitely a real thing. You know, kind of like when you're buying PBN rentals. In order to maximize benefit from a PBN rental, you'll go buy the PBN rental because you have to pay each month, and then you tell them, hey, switch out the anchor text, right? So that way I can maximize. So I'm still getting credit on that one, and now I'm getting a new one, basically, technically speaking. And it does work. It is effective.
Yo, Chris, you know how to get the best bang for your buck. I love it.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, maximizing dollars is more in my pocket. To me, the goal of SEO is the O is the most important out of that. You know, screw the search, the optimization. So if I want to maximize results in the shortest amount of possible for the least amount of money, because whatever's left over is mine, really.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I want to dump as much money into the project as possible month one, so whatever's left is mine. Yeah, I hate that. I don't really like, to be honest with you, I hate that monthly recurring thing. It really does take a pretty large team. Like if I get a big project, I'll hire a VA to help us, but I don't have like William, like I don't have like a squad like that.
How many VAs do you have, Chris?
2 VAs.
Word, that's it?
Yep, and my best friend.
Wow.
There's 4 of us.
Damn, yeah, you put in a lot of fucking work, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah, a lot of the mundane, I guess like the real repetitive things, a lot of it, you know, gets done. Like a lot of the link building is definitely outsourced, you know, the citations, you know, as far as strategy and whatnot is what I focus on with a lot of the clients. I mean, I'll show some of the stupid stuff because I think it's helpful for people, but that's not what I'm doing every day.
Patrick says, why was pain physician wrong? How did you know it was wrong? By looking at the top GMB competitors or by looking at organic? Did you use Ahrefs to do this check, to do those check? Oh man, I'm getting fucking sleepy. What the hell does that say? Did you use Ahrefs to check those things? Do you charge a flat fee instead of monthly?
So depending on the client and what I can negotiate, I think it really depends. As far as that is concerned, I go monthly, but I'm looking for an upfront, like a first, a last. Like I'm trying to get 2 payments up front. If I think it's going to be a high ticket or a big payoff, like say this one, I'll look for performance based. What keywords are we after? What's it worth to you, basically? Or what's it worth to your business? So with this, it was pretty simple to determine that was what was like. Let's take a look at the top performer, right? So when we come inside of here, I think I have Klepper installed here. So primary category, there's only one. It's chiropractor. Come to LA Chiropractor, the second top performer, and only one category, chiropractor. And it's pretty much down the board. And plus, we know that we need to get hyper optimized for a specific target key phrase. So that's how I pretty much determined. The top performers are optimized for that. So that's exactly what I wanted. That was one of the 2 things that I did was first get the name, make sure it's legal, because this is this guy's business. It's not like a lead gen or something. So make sure it's legal just in case you get, you know, because when we get up there to the top, somebody's going to test us, like somebody's going to tell on us. So make sure if we get that keyword in there, make sure that it's legal. Because once we start actually working on this campaign and get up there, somebody will tell on us for sure. But yeah, that's about it. How many don't you get told on, dude? I showed that one, like I have a GMB for like SEO consulting New York, right? I like New York. I'm trying to get a lot of coverage for New York. I'm playing around with New York. So like mine's number 1 in the map pack. See, when I first got one of those, somebody told on me. Like I showed it, like, dude, they're probably like 4 people, dude. You know, it was crazy.
That's
But
fucked up.
as soon as I got it in there, dude, closed. And I'm like, oh man, you know, so I went back through the process, got it to shoot right back up there. And yeah, that's it.
Nice. With no reviews too. Gotta love that.
Yeah, reviews are irrelevant, really.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for this keyword, you know, I think you know, for that keyword, I'm not overly concerned with it. And for how we're doing it, I did the same thing. I'm trying to get one in each of the major cities. Because I think that would be a really good sell point for like a GMB training. Like, hey, look at this. I have a ranking #1 position in all the major cities competing with the SEOs. You want to learn how? Right? That's the pitch.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
how do you argue with that? You know? That's right. So I've been working on that pretty consistently. Like, you know, like your Miami's, your Houston's, your Los Angeles is actually quite tough. I've been trying to get that one. But yeah, all your majors. Miami is a good one.
Patrick says, how did you know how to go for the main keyword chiropractor Los Angeles, Dr. Becker?
So I wanted only chiropractor Los Angeles, right? He wanted, because he actually has consistent clients, he wanted to keep his brand in there. And it is good sometimes to keep that in there. He chose to keep that in there. I wanted to just be, you're Dr. Becker, but we need to be doing business as chiropractor Los Angeles. And let's just slide that in there. But he insisted that he keep his name in there, you know, because I guess for whatever reason, that was, he insisted. Yeah, I tried, I begged him. I didn't beg, but you know, I was being as persuasive as possible. But yeah, as far as that keyword's concerned, that's the biggest. So, or one of the biggest. It's the third biggest, you know, second biggest, I guess. Near me would be probably the #1 if we're there. That's really what we want. We want to get that near me to be able to rank in the 3-pack for when we're standing there. But next in line is that chiropractor Los Angeles, 1900, $5 word. You know, high volume plus a mid tier for money. It's a pretty good word. You know. I'm sorry to keep on this, but it's just a good example. And I consider this to be, I mean, what do you think? This is high competition, don't you think? Mike?
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah.
I'm reading what Patrick is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, then yeah. Anything in Los Angeles is high competition. Just like New York, honestly, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Reviews are irrelevant. Oh yeah, Chiropractor Los Angeles is broader and gets more searches. So it follows logically that a broad keyword for a GMB name is better than city plus brand name ?
Yeah, I just put the primary in there. So now the GMB, and then our of course too, like we're mirroring it. Like that's one of the things I took care of. So like he already had a little bit of what was needed on the page. So like what is he? Dr. Steven Becker. So he had like the layout, he liked it, I guess the prettiness, but I mean, I just, you know, I took care of this. Took care of some of the other optimizations up in here, you know, stuff that we're looking for. Near me's, about us's. I wanted to make sure to get my entities inside of here, you know. I wanted to make sure that, you know, specific schemas on the page. If you come inside of here, you know, schema, take care of the on page, just the home page is what I was concerned with primarily.
Nice.
He had no, and this is what was blowing my mind. Like when I talked to him, I guess he emitted 10 on what was currently sitting here, which I thought was relatively high. And like, this is a doctor, in my opinion. Again, this is just an example, not the, you know, it's just an example, but you know, like this dude gave up 10 and didn't have any of the trust signals, like didn't have the copyrights page, didn't have terms of service, didn't like 101 stuff. you know. I thought that that was mind blowing to me. You know, he didn't have like an entity page. Because I'm like, damn, we did all, you know, you paid for all of these paid citations. Like, why didn't you group them suckers together? So we grouped those together, and then we just went out here and I blasted the dog piss out of these with quite a few links. Yeah. I didn't even...
Yo, Chris, what? So you got the entities hidden under a little accordion on the home page, and are they do those link to anything, or like are they interlinking to other pages, or?
Yeah, so they're going to the, yep. So these are entities, and then the most frequent entities. You're
some slick shit, boy.
Yeah. So chiropractors go into the homepage because that's relevant, but let's just go to neck. So neck goes to the neck page.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
you know.
Yo, a lot of people not doing that, bro. Like, but that's the type of shit I be doing on the low ski.
Well, and two, like when I first made that switch, and again, I turned all the traffic off, like you saw, like, dude, they were pumping some traffic in here. Like I turned everything off, right? And after I shut everything off and I made the change, the optimization change, we like, you know, at first, like, let's just say before I made any changes, we were sitting for chiropractor Los Angeles in like oblivion. Let's just say page 8, right? Once we made the change and everything was turned off, he was sitting at number 22. Literally this, along with those small little tweaks. I mean, there was probably 40 things that I did to this page. And plus the schema, plus, you know, the entities. And that's how we got even, you know, we've been bouncing around. Like I use a volatility tool just to see like what the fluctuation is. So I've been bouncing between like 12. It's been going like back and forth. Like I have videos, like I was sitting in 8 pretty strong. Like when I first I built one pretty strong PBN link into here just to see how it would react. And we shot to number 8 and I was like, ooh, yeah, this is pretty sweet, you know?
Nice.
But of course that was temporary, which I knew. So, but he's lacking some major like authority, you know, compared to some of the other people that are up in the top. But I don't know. He wants organic, but I'm like, sir, I think the benefit for your business is getting into that 3-pack and spiking up those phone calls. That's really.
Somebody wants to know. Well, that's Patrick. Elementor or Gutenberg. What builder is that?
So this is this was already that was laid out, and he's using Elementor.
Elementor, okay. Patrick also asks, what is an entity page?
So an entity page is kind of like down in here. Like this could be an ID page. So we're just going out to the relevant sources. So some of the you know, paid citations that we built out, you know, just targeting these places. Right. So I'm just anything that's out there on the web.
In other words, Patrick, it's a hub on your site, right? That you want to have all the links that lets Google know that you're an entity, right? Yes, like he just said. In other words, just re-saying what he's saying. So that's what he's doing there. Absolutely. And then I'm sure, well, let me not say I'm sure, but he probably builds links to some of those links as well to strengthen them up.
Yep, every single one. So that was one of the next pieces. Was I went through there and picked out any of the ones that were Deweys, and anything that was, even if it wasn't a Dewey. And one of the first things that I did, some of them, like when we get inside of YouTube, when I start running what I'm going to run it straight through YouTube to the property, and I'm also going to get them into Wikipedia. So when I start running traffic, it's going to be from his Wikipedia, like not his own Wikipedia page, but from a relevant. So neck pain, sciatica, chiropractor, something we're going to get in there and make sure his brand's in there based on the YouTube. And then I'm just going to start pummeling traffic from that wiki page to YouTube straight over to him. And that's, we should, you know, that along with a proper linking strategy, like whoever had this before was primarily focused on like your Fiverr citation packages, which is cool at foundation level, but to consistently be doing that, like that's you know, for a guy like this,
Yeah, not for that niche, and not that for
unacceptable.
that geo. Yeah, you need links.
Yeah, that's just unacceptable. This guy needs some serious links. That's right. You need some serious links. So that was one of the things I did. So if you come over to here, let me see if I still have it in here. I should have it. I'll just show you some of the ones that I think this was a secondary campaign. Yeah, I copied it over and then started rerunning it again. So here, so let's see if we could.
Oh man, see what is that GSA, bro? That should look complicated. Is that GSA?
Yeah, it's GSA.
Oh yeah, see, I gotta learn how to not be scared. Wow. Stuff like that freaks me out. That's a lot of data in one little area.
Oh, I swapped it. I swapped this over and started rerunning it just as a test. But I had to do every single one of those links that's on there that's a DUI or anything authoritative that had a relevant page. I was pummeling it, but this was the secondary campaign. I thought I still had it plugged in here, but I don't. I just swapped it just for fun. I think I was showing something to somebody.
Oh wow, this should look crazy though. Add to RSS feed social. Oh yeah. Oh, and your GSA training is out too. I gotta make some time and get this shit set up.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy that immensely.
I'm sure I will.
Yeah. Damn, I can't believe I must have been showing somebody something in here and I just went to that one because it was there. But yeah, these are the links I directly went into and was hitting. Then to the aggregation submission, you know, that I thought that would be important. But the next piece in order to get the bump, because something that these guys did do very well that I really liked, and I thought, you know, like I had to give them, you know, when I was explaining to him, like, you know, these guys, they did this right. They went in here and really cranked up, like there's some serious content sitting in here. And these pages aren't like 200-word pages. These are some freaking pages. Like so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I already did it. Like if you come in here to Steven, I'm just waiting until I get with him and talk to him and tell him like, hey, we're ready to rock. So I went in here, created this is basically every single link that he has on his page. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hide all those links, but those are all of his relevant pages and all the pages. And what I'm going to do is go to every single page except the home page, and either to like a hidden, like off the page or in an accordion, and just pummel it, like internally link every page site wide. That should give me a lift. And I'll hide it. He won't see it, but it'll be there. And then another one more step to give it another lift. Like these are like cheap things that we can do to utilize the power that's already here, is the HTML sitemap. So I'll create an HTML sitemap 2, put all those links on it, make them hyperlinked, and then I'm gonna blast. I could get $PBN links that are like DR30 plus. I'll probably send in maybe 50 to 100 like on drip. And I'll just keep sending them to that sitemap page.
So wait, say that again, Chris. You create an HTML sitemap and then you blast links to that, or you create two of them?
Two of them, yeah. So I do it in HTML sitemap. So, and that's what I'm going to show, and I'll keep that in the footer. But I'll hide the other one and do an HTML sitemap 2. And the HTML sitemap 2 is another duplicate because we want that for internal linking. But 2 is linked to everything, and I blast that with they're actually decent links. You know, like I have a we have a decent little network.
Nice.
Yeah, they're just like little buck links, but they're like DA30s, let's just say DA27
for $1.
Yep. And we'll sell packages.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Patrick says you create a Wikipedia page. Is that a wiki page? How long did you shut everything off for the chiropractor? How do you use CSS and HTML to hide that? How you getting those $PBN links? Yo, Patrick be coming with the questions, boy. I love it.
Well, that's yeah. So as far as the network is concerned, we'll be offering that pretty soon here. The network, I mean, we're not talking about they're not pretty. but they are real domains with real metrics, and that they are inexpensive. Like that and niche edits, like I'll start offering that pretty soon. Once I get everything like done, that'll be one of the services we offer. But as far as quality is concerned, I'll give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Because it's not like they're, they're not the prettiest things. I think I have, well, in any case, they're not the prettiest. Let's just put it that way. Like they kind of look like this, like just like a little thing here, like a little snippet and like a little, blog style, just literally like this page would look here, like identically. Actually, that's what they look like. But like those are, when you go out, there's auction domains and those are really nice. But when you could go out and get the expireds and they're like dirt cheap, the price of registration, and then you'll like buy 50 of them and let them sit and wait for the one they catch back. Those types of links. And then you have a template and it's the same template pretty much. And then based on whatever the site was previously about, plus because it'll have the old site, right? So that's how we get it. And then we build in front of it to repurpose it. It's those type of sites.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So yeah, to have 100 of them, invest $1,200, get 100 or 50 of them or whatever, however, depends on the quality you're buying. But I was thinking about doing it with the auction domains, but that's 100 a pop, 200 a pop, but we could get a little bit better metrics, and then you don't have to wait 40 days or 30 days or 22 days.
So I've been copping a couple of those, right? That are like not caring about the niche because it's too hard to find the niche I want, right? With auction domains. And just 301ing the shit to a new domain and just trying to and seeing what I could do. So that just got started. But on one of them, brand new domain, right? And I sent 2 links and I got the bitch to like trust flow 24 already. Nice. Not that metrics is everything, right? But I mean, shit, that's not bad. Just forwarding two domains.
It's a feel good metric though.
Like it sure is. Yeah.
Like you're doing something like, I'm showing progress.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Progress is what wakes us up. I mean, for sure. I know exactly what you mean.
I get more excited looking at my majestic trust flow than I do at my keyword ranking anymore. I swear, it's crazy.
Hell yeah. I like, yeah, for sure. For me, what I found too is like with that, like I never, a link is a link to a degree. But like if I'm looking at top competitors, if I can get those links, or if I can get the links that are pointing at those links, it's night and day. Like I could go buy right now, like a trust flow, let's say 45, and we can go get that for what, $40. Trust flow 45 is strong, super strong. Referring domains, 1,000+, powerful link. But it won't move the needle as much as.
Man, you need to hook me up with your vendor. I'm sorry to cut you off. The $45 for a trust flow 45. That's
45 plus.
That's a good price.
That's a very good price.
Let me ask you a question. Is it topically relevant or very hard to, depending on niche?
Well, you can choose. It's a generalized. So like this is like health and financial kind of like health. Okay. You can go health. Yeah, it's semi. Yeah.
Got it.
And to like the dude that I go to, it's like it's a real PBN. So he's not giving up the network. He'll show placement. You can go and see it. Probably.
That's screenshots. Yeah. I've noticed that the best networks, not that I've bought a lot of links, it's been a while, but when I did, I used to buy a lot of links and rent PBN links. The people that wouldn't show you the links, those were the best fucking network because they're like, we're not showing you like our network. You fucking crazy.
No. Well, yeah, that's why like those dudes like say like Black Hat World, like they're like, oh, we show you the whole link profile to verify. Like, oh hell no, I definitely don't want links from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Heck no. If I'm
going against the rules, right? Like you breaking the code, man.
Yeah, that's insanity.
You have to hide that shit.
Don't ever show the network. Yeah, they, I always think that's, I don't know, what's like a rookie move, I guess. Like if I'm buying something from you, like that's especially a link, like it's do you even really, I don't even like, I'm not like sitting there like looking like, oh, you know, like if I buy it, like I just trust and know that it's going to be there, you know? So, but yeah, my man here, he's a good guy. Actually have to get with him. But yeah, I was pretty sad to see that and then know the amount of money that was spent, man. That made me sad. And then know the dude that did it. And I thought, because I've seen some of his stuff and heard him, you know, I thought he did quality work. I didn't know until I got in here and started looking around. I was like, man, this is, but boy, they cranked in some content. They did a lot right, but a lot wrong. And the stuff they did wrong was a lot of this just basic stuff, like a contact page that doesn't go to contact, like stuff like that. Just weird.
Yeah, that's craziness.
Weird stuff, man. And you're like,
So,
should I fix that?
I feel bad. So I just want to ask for Patrick one more time. How long did you shut everything down to get back to baseline?
Yeah, and still I'm seeing that. I'm still seeing a shift. So I don't know if we're at baseline yet, but it's been well, let's go see. Let's just say it's been 16 days.
And then he said, how to hide things using CSS and HTML.
So like they have like a CSS hide tag. I don't know how to write it or whatever, but I just, if you're looking for the code or whatever, like hide text with CSS. So here's, they'll give you the walkthrough. But there's easier ways to hide text, right? You can do it that way depending on the client. Sometimes you have to hide it that way or make it like shift, like a what's the word, parallax, but you do it sideways to where when the customer or when the person lands on your website, when they're scrolling down, like, you know how you'll see that thing, it'll go behind, like, you know, those pictures, is it called parallax?
I don't know that, but did you tell him you could stuff shit back there, bro?
Well, you can, but instead of it going down where you see a picture and a parallax, when you scroll down, it actually goes this way. So like the person looks like they're scrolling, but there's actually, as they're scrolling, the content's launching over here. So it's off the viewport.
That's
one way to do it. Another way to do it that I didn't see anybody doing. I showed it in my like original drive stack training. I think people are doing it now. Hiding stuff in the frames. I think William shows that stuff too. Hiding
in the iframes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Hide it in the frame. So in the Pac-Man, I think, I think he shows that stuff. I'm pretty sure. And then on top of that, let me think too. What's the other way? Oh, accordions. Accordions are great.
That's the only way I know how to do it. And then I don't know how he does it, right? But on the accordion, like I think you did it like that too. It's like you can't really see that it's there. It's just like a little dot, like it's like a little period that opens up the accordion. Yeah, like see how it's a little square, but it's not as big as the other ones.
Yeah.
My VA has a way where it's just like a little small decimal. So like in other words, a normal person would have no idea to click on that and that there's shit underneath it.
Yep. And I usually, like, if it's my stuff, I would blatantly hide it. But like the guideline says, like, you need to be able to know that it's there. So I made this relevant. Like I was just going to clean this off and I would have did white on white. No one would have ever knew it was here.
Yo, so you can really get nasty like that and Google doesn't care, bro? Like just hide shit white on white?
All day, bro.
That works still?
All day. Check this out. CTR.
Oh man, I done stopped spamming. That's why I'm not ranking organically no more. I took away all my spammy shit long ago. Oh, man,
I was ranking #1. I mean, Wikipedia, I don't count that as #1, right? Maybe, but I was right here. I've been fighting with this guy, but in any case, let's say #3. But when you come to this page, there's nothing here, right?
Word.
But really,
everything. This guy's crazy. Black on black. I love it.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I did that as a test and because I did it on other sites accidentally and I was like, wait a minute. So then I was like, let's just try it out. And this was a #1 ranker. So I was like, no better way to test it than right here. Like, screw it. Cause I don't care about this page. But yeah, I was very happy. With that.
Damn, Chris, I'm at Chris Chris said white on white, LOL. That's awesome. I was doing that in 2001.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, the old
That's a
school
long time
stuff.
ago.
I like the old school. And then title stuffing, like title stuffing is very effective. Like when they truncate it, getting tons of keywords in there. Like this, I kept light because the SERP's calling for it. But when you come to SERPs where top performers are truncating, I would spread that out. Like my man down here, he stuffed it. It looks like it would keep going.
Mhm.
But I did that like within like say the title tag, that all those keywords will index, you will get traffic for them. It's very effective. Like, where it's, I think the recommendation, it'll turn.
Yeah,
red
it says
and all.
like don't do more than 70
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah, like fuck
Same with
you,
meta
right?
descriptions. Like meta description, that's BS. You could get what 500, 600, 700 words in there if you want. Yeah, man, I like those tricks. What about another hidden little gem? I think we covered. Oh, that's another really cool tactic. Somebody that executes it so well is Brian Dean. The straw man conversation in the comment section. I'm sure you guys have done that before. Like Brian Dean does that's like, it's so beautiful. If you take his blog comment section, like he's just like, he's probably just sitting there like, oh, what keywords do I need? Oh, okay. Like he does it so perfectly. His whole website is just a bunch of blog comments. It's so funny. And they're perfectly optimized. Like if you pull those into a tool or whatever, look at densities and stuff, like it is so perfect. It's, there are a couple little maybe honest ones in there, or at least they appear to be honest. But yeah, Brian Dean, that backlinko dude, man, his stuff is so stuffed full of the crap. It's so funny. Did you ever notice that?
No, I don't need, I've heard of him, but I've never seen his stuff or watched his, like, no, I don't.
Oh, well, he's like, him and Neil Patel are probably often regarded as
The top dogs.
top dogs. Yeah, he's a top dog and he's doing black hat all day long. Which of course, like, why wouldn't he? I mean, he is an SEO, right?
Mhm.
But like if we come in here to a page, how to rank page 1, you have to pay, I guess, or whatever, however that works. But I don't even know these pages, but I guarantee you, like, let's take a look at this. Let's go to word count. 6,000 words, right?
Wow.
But let's take a look at this article. So here's the article.
Damn.
Right? Oh, look at. So 1,500 words is the article. So
And then the rest is all comments.
Dude, it's crazy.
That's hysterical.
And what's the primary? Primary is what we learned about evergreen. So let's just say the word content. Let's just see real quick here. Control F, content. Oh, he spread them out. Okay. So how about learned? I'm sorry. It's just, I always find that to be pretty darn funny. Okay. So content, that's where he stuffed. But man, that's crazy, right? He does this site wide. Neil Patel used to do it too, but I think as he moved off and maybe, I don't know, that was his main strategy, but I guess he stopped doing it. I don't know.
That's
all his
crazy.
content. Yeah, straight a straw man comp. You're just talking to yourself. Like, hey, why are you keyword doing this keyword? Yeah, that shit works. But I guess we're done here, right? Are we?
Yeah. I was about to say, Patrick, man, you good, bro? Or at least, do you use Ahrefs or SEMrush?
Honestly, both.
I use both.
Yeah, both of them. If I'm doing link building or I'm really trying to get like if I'm buying links or I'm trying to see like, hey, what's the most powerful, I'm using Majestic, right? Yeah. If I'm just doing fast keyword research, I like SEMrush. And if I'm trying to just get an overall scope or I'm trying to explain stuff to clients, Ahrefs, because they understand DR and UR and all that stuff. And they like the user face, I guess. So it seems like everybody uses Ahrefs, so I have to use it. But I like SEMrush for keyword research. I like their backlinks. I think they have a bigger backlink profile, at least as of late. And then for literally analyzing buying expireds, you know, if I'm thinking about doing something or looking at like, hey, if I'm going to build any one link or I'm going to pay for one, which one is it? I like to use the link graph for sure. Like Majestic's tool is sick. But all right, I'm going to hop off. I have to use the bathroom. It's been a pleasure.
Yep.
Glad to come on, guys. Thanks for letting me talk with you guys. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, absolutely been a pleasure. Yo, I just remember Call of Duty comes out. The new one comes out tomorrow. I play games once in a while, and I was supposed to work all day so that I could just like take tomorrow off. And I've been on Webbies and chilling with you all day. So I guess I won't be playing Call of Duty tomorrow.
That's
Have
okay.
a good
We
night,
threw
guys.
around some nuggets today.
This is more important, way more important, bro. Especially being able to kick it with you, Chris. Oh, you have no idea, bro. This is beautiful.
Awesome, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. And thank you, everybody, for coming. Michael, it's always great to talk to you. I appreciate
Absolutely.
you, everybody. Thank you so
Have a
much.
good night,
Thanks for
y'all.
having me. I'll
Peace
see you.
out.
Blessings. Goodbye, everyone.
How do I leave here?
Quit.
Okay, there we go. Leave.
And
Good night.
for all. Good
Peace
night.
out.